enables me as an IGL. Like, what do I like and what do I don't like? And yeah, just going from that, getting experience and playing a lot of games.
Figuring it out yourself so that you can figure it out better for the team, right? And you, John QT?
I just kind of understood what it takes to
Interview करना में आला.
losing the Ascension final and winning the Madrid final.
मैं
Kinda
Sentinels
can see the
ला
difference, what makes them
यार,
better,
सवाल
and
करते
just
हैं
what it takes to win, yeah.
That's a really mature answer. Now, both of you guys were also in the grand finals of both Masters this year, of course, Masters Madrid and Masters Shanghai. So what do you guys think it's going to take for you to get there again, especially considering this is an elimination match?
I think it's just playing well. Honestly, like, when you go out there, all you need to do is be confident, trust in everybody in your team, get the flow state, and then you're gonna win.
Just take it game by game, and just a lot of resilience and belief, and belief in we can win, yeah.
All right, well, very excited to see this match. Best of luck to both of you.
They are locked in, and they have been locked in this entire tournament because Kakuka, the group stage and their journeys to get here has not been easy.
Yeah, exactly. I think that every single person, when they saw this group B, it wasn't the only one, but they said, oh my God, there was so much talent. It is crazy to think that the one that didn't make it out of here was Gen.G.
And weirdly enough, they didn't fight each other in the group stage as well, because Gen.G took them around different routes. It's so interesting as well, the kind of looking at the different journeys and that they've been in different finals. It's super cool. You know, TenZ is the only player here that could match Chronicles' 3 trophies if he actually ends up winning. Isn't that nuts? It's crazy.
It's absolutely
It's insane that that's even possible. And also for these two teams, that they haven't matched since that first time that we saw them all the way back in Madrid. For Sen, this has been such a tumultuous year as a whole. While Team Heretics was dealing with roster swaps, Sentinels was dealing with the up and downs, finding the highest of highs, winning kickoff, winning Madrid, and then really falling apart in stage 1. Not even making playoffs in stage 2. Getting here off of that early success, but now at Champions, proving why they're the team that won in Madrid and reclaiming their form again.
Yeah, and people don't realize just how much it hurt Team Heretics to not win that trophy and the rest of their year as well. We don't want to see them being bridesmaids anymore, Kakuka. They end here.
No, it has to. I think that the build-up throughout the entire year of this extremely young roster with a lot of promises from all across the region. Everybody, if you were watching Tier 2, you were watching the boys that are literally, los niños that are literally touching that stage right now. And I cannot blame them for wanting the best for them. And as you're saying, if they're able to make that lower bracket run, by the way, both of them got to that final, Sentinels in Madrid and Heretics in Shanghai, through the lower bracket.
Yeah, they did indeed. And let's hear from Zelsis about this lower bracket run in the Omen Player Moment.
Hello guys, I am Zelsis and I play
What the class
Valorant
of
for
plan?
Sentinels. I'm just happy to win the series because Bind was 13-9 and I know maybe if
But
I
I'm
got
gonna
a
get
couple
mad
extra more
number.
kills, maybe it would have changed some outcomes. It just felt pretty bad to have 5 kills, to be honest, and watching us slowly lose. Probably karma for me calling out Boaster saying he averages 5 kills, but I'm pretty excited that we got to stay alive to go to the new arena in front of everyone. So now we're in the pressure and Sentinels is usually good at doing the lower bracket runs. So yeah, we just have to keep going into every match with 110%.
Zarsi 64 still sitting better off. Did he get spotted? He
मैं
did.
pick करा दो.
Finds him.
I'm interviews
Can the man become a monster? It looks like he might be able to. 3 in this round. He needs 4. And where does he wait? Where does he guess? The gap closes 50 HP. Paint shell to the left. He looks. Oh, it's outstanding.
Heretics has actually been kind of a wild card for me. It'll still be a fun match to play them. We beat them back in Madrid when they had a sub, and I know they got finals in Shanghai with the sub as well. So them having their full roster here, I had a lot of expectations for them. I didn't expect us or them to be in the lower final or leading into the lower final. I kind of had us in the upper final. So it's kind of a different, scenario, but nonetheless, it's still going to be a fun game against them.
You heard it there from Zelsis, and of course we mentioned in terms of the different players stepping in different global events, but Miniboo, he is here. He will get to play against Zekken today.
Yeah, and that's so cool because they've actually had very similar styles. They're both people that were in full-time studying at the same time as playing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. When Zekken first appeared on stage, when he was playing back with XZ, he was a high schooler at the time, 17 years old when he made his debut. at his first international event. And that's been the exact same story for Minibu this year. Not getting to play with his team when they went on the run at Shanghai, having to watch from home while finishing his studies, and now showing up here and proving himself on that international stage.
And it's all about sacrifice, right? You sacrifice your time, you go for your passion, but you do not want to give up on the rest of your life. The amount of stress that this has to put you in, to see them both here performing in the big stage with the performance individually that they're having, it's mind-blowing.
They have very different styles too. Minibu is sacrificial, Zekken is farming those first kills. He's got a 61% success rate on the entries. That has got to shift. They've got to shut down Zekken if Heretics want to win this game.
Yeah, I think it's a similar story on the other side, right? If you shut down Minibu after the performance he had last time, and you guys spoke about sacrifices, and I just love seeing all of the emotions in the crowds, the family members of all these players coming to support them. And we saw in the COEX arena with Heretics when they won, I don't think there was a dryer in the house.
No, there absolutely wasn't, and because there's so many people who care so deeply about these players, their families showing up and showing what it means, really. But when you're talking about sacrifice, in the server, I mean, Minibu is so often dying first, being that team player, putting everything on the line, and not always putting up games like he did last time, but he's so committed to the system. I mean, his brother is the IGL of this team. I feel like we forget about that sometimes.
It's so cute.
It's crazy. Like, just bear in mind, I know that in Americas it has been the same, but of course they have their families, but they've also a little bit of our family too. We see them every single week. They're supporting their family. Mama Fishy the other day told me, oh my God, it went to 9-3 and I thought it might be cursed.
Was that your British accent?
No, sorry, that was terrible, but she is amazing. It is crazy to think that they're so young, and it's like going to watch your kids playing football at the weekend.
And they are very young. I think that's another crucial point to bring up. It feels like they're somewhat experienced as a team, but they have a ton of rookies out there.
But what's different is that, well, Zekken, while some of these Sentinels players are also young, they have a lot of experience. When Zekken was in Minibu's position, that was 2 years ago at Champs 22 with Exet. It's been a very different story since then. And in a lot of ways, it feels like this Team Heretics squad is following in those footsteps of what some of these
European
players
team
have done in the
advantage?
past, trying to achieve that
Yes.
first international trophy.
I want to hit on Minibu again though, right? Because Team Heretics are the only team in the top 4 who have more first deaths than they have first kills. But they are so good at winning, even when Minibu ends up dying first. They've got the highest 4v5 win rate, whereas Sentinels have the lowest 4v5 win rate.
Part of the plan.
So much comes down to
Yes,
these first
Madam
kills,
May.
because you have to shut down Zekken, and if you're
European
winning those opening duels,
are
I don't think
in
Sen are
the-
going to be able to hold on.
I mean, this is the thing. This is a
Selections
familiar
will
matchup.
matter,
We've seen
follow
this
any team.
film before. I didn't like the ending, but are the expectations the same this time around? What's different?
I mean, I don't know what the expectations were last time. I thought that Heretics were going to do well at Madrid, and then they didn't because they had so many rookies. I actually think Heretics are going to do well today. I'm in the, I'm in the minority here, but I also got the first match wrong as well. No one knows what's going on.
I mean, it's a first, Josh, so I think you're all right, okay? So I think that it's just as the same as the first match that we saw. Everything is so evened out. My expectation for this one is the same as the match that we just witnessed. I want overtimes. I want upsets. I want things to go crazy.
And I think for Team Heretics, if they're going to win today, Sentinels has been defined by a star player. Team Heretics has been like defined in the consistency, winning those 4v5s. Guys like Benji Fishy, guys like Boo, all stepping up and having incredible performances this tournament. And also having insanely good set ideas to start out these rounds. If it goes down to the mid-round though, John QT has been calling a masterclass at Champions thus far.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what the match we're going to get. It's going to be a very, very important map pool, because this is an elimination match. We already have one team in the grand finals, and for both of these teams, everything is going to count today. It's time to bring Sentinels and Team Heretics onto the stage.
Woo. हिंदू वाला कॉपीराइट गया होता है ना अయ్యా मैंने उंगे में हिंदू बम में
प्रोडक्ट क्या है समारा क्या कोरिया वाले होते
Sentinels.
मोबाइल में चैंपियंस बंडल में प्रमोट करना एम्बुलेंस
Team Heretics.
They might both think they are the lower bracket run demons, but they could only be one. The loser will be eliminated today. And as we talked about before, the map pool, where are we gonna go? Are we gonna get all three in this best of three as well?
Oh wow, this is very different than what we could have been expected. Two of the maps that we
Beside
actually
map
saw in the beginning of the
Abyss
year
madama.
are going to be the first maps.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think especially to see that Abyss coming through as the final map. We're yet to see that one coming out from Sen and for Team
Abyss එක මුන් ප්‍රොමෝට් කරන්න බයිනේ
not
මේ
showing that is a massive strength.
Abyss
Early in
maybe.
this series as well, Haven does feel like a big advantage for Sen. They love slowing these games down, playing into the mid rounds, and I think they've looked right on that map.
Yeah, I agree. I think that both of the vetoes, they've taken out maps that they can both play well. They're just trying to target their opponents. So it's left you with some unknowns here in Haven and Abyss. I think Sen could 2-0 this. At the same time, if Heretics come out and they've got a great game plan on the first couple of maps,
I don't think it's
They've got the hat buff, it's spreading. Benji Fishy is spreading.
Benji's on his ultimate form right now. There's nothing that can stop it, and the rest of his team is just one up in him. I also to say, Haven though, we're going from a Sentinels that decides to ban it against Fnatic as to picking it right here, and that is also comes into the time that you had to prepare and how you want to play with your opponent's mindset. Is this a map that they would have expected to be playing at?
Yeah, they're both very prep-heavy teams, and they finally had a little bit of time. We remember hearing Kaplan saying, we just want some time to be able to dig deeper and to prepare more, so we should get an incredible matchup here.
And if you remember the run for both of these teams, when Team Heretics made it to the final, when Sentinels won Madrid, they had no time to prepare. It was back-to-back-to-back matches in that lower bracket. It was brutal on these players. But now they have that opportunity to come into playoffs with something new in these final 3 days.
Well, let's see if we're going to get anything new in terms of agent compositions on Haven. That's what I'm expecting, and my goodness, we will.
My dear Lord, Boo on the stage. I mean, this is a complete revamp of the ideas that we had. We had not seen Heretics play on this map just yet in the competition, but we have seen it back in EMEA. And let me tell you, it looks nothing like this. Apparently, Wood, after trying the Omen, he decides is what he wants to go for.
He said it himself. He loves this role right now.
yeah, I think this comp looks dodgy on Haven though. Very dodgy. I'm looking towards Rian to trade out Miniboo. I think that's
Sova, or one of the best Sovas in the competition, and he goes for Gecko.
Yeah, I think that he's fantastic at trading out Miniboo.
Yes.
He's having a wonderful tournament right now, Rian. But how are the others going to
Yeah,
get
Brim
involved in
නෙමෙයි
this?
මට නම
Yeah, I can't wait
මතක
to see, because this is the EMEA's last home, and who better to take them through this than Pansy and Steel.
අර thunder roller coaster එක
so
දෙන්න
much. The
අල්ට
analyst desk, they're breaking everything down, teeing us up for an exceptional series. And I told you before, and I'll tell you again, it is time to lock in a familiar yet blank page here, Josh. Nothing is given anymore. It's all
breach.
earned. But now that veto, we have to pay it dividends. Where is your mind going?
The eye test alone, Sentinels won the veto. What did Heretics cook up in the days off? But we're seeing that right now. What's going on with this? We're seeing the same they switch up there, not on their comfy agents of Benji, Cypher, Rian, Sova. That's a switch up. So is it going to work out? The last change they did was Lotus. They changed their comps coming into this. They changed who's
Oh,
on which
notification
role.
now,
It wasn't working out for them.
They
Ditch the Lotus. They pick up the Haven. They know what's going to be played. They do a massive switch up. They need to get the first 6 rounds here. It needs to be defined.
Yeah, this legacy is now tantalizingly
කිට් එකේ එකක් යනවා ගියාම සට ගාලා රවිෂ අයියා හැම පට ගාලා එන්නේ අයිෂ අයියා මේ කිට් එකේ බුදියගෙන ඉන්නේ නැහැ නේ බං ඔය notification එකක් ආවම
මම notification on කරලා නැහැ ගියාම YouTube
straight towards me. We've got a plant from the offset, and I think that's going to be in play denied. The breach util going to keep that in place and put Boo's body on the line.
ගාන්න ගත්තා නේද බං
Can't get out.
Oh, and they're still fighting for that space, Josh. They've already taken over the side here. A little bit of a flash to come. They've got a swing here. They've got to clear that back line. Zekken going to be flashed up. It's Miniboo to take him down. Time being bought on the spike. You can see the util coming in. That's another problem. Another couple of precious seconds. John QT, if he wants to break that backline, he's got to get a move on. You're right, the turret should note him, but it's chaotic.
Adana KJ boddala ne
Now they've got to make a go of this sooner rather than later. Zelsis, Sarsi, quick back to back, but time is ticking. Tens takes away Benji, and it's close.
Nice.
First round to Sentinels.
What a
Last
big
second,
start for Sentinels as well. They're so good when it comes to these retakes. They start with their gamble stacks. They don't budge until they are needed to. But that first breach.
Sentinel lagi unnu katama ba.
Wingman from getting that spike.
Fire runawa gahanawa ba.
Crucial few seconds that set the
eka wenna one unta eka anne eka kela wenna one kohen hari.
They wanted it. They wanted
ara mula indan ehema gahanna ba.
Disrupt Zekin's retakes as that Neon. He can't sprint in for free. But Sentinels, they're so
Munikan
good.
tens ke malli wage ban John ki nikan fenone.
අඩේ ටෙන්ස් නුද ඉතින් මේ ඒෂියන් කට්ටිය දානේ බා.
Friday la ඔක්කොම Asian.
Don't really want to be suffering losses here.
සෙකන්ඩ් උත් ඒෂියන්.
Looking again.
ඔය ඔක්කොම Asian උනාට මුන් ඉතින් American.
Huge shot from Mini Boot.
Ethnicity එක Asian උනා.
They can wait. They can get that heal off. Boo can heal his little brother up, literally. Try to
ඔය Asian රටවල ඉන්නවා වගේ pro players ලට වඩා වැඩ උන් ගහන්නේ නෑව.
Do they have to clear 10s? That's what I'm looking for. You still got Dizzy, you got some wingman action, but you got to clear this man. You got to respect it, and they're eyeing this up. I'm terrified. If they walk around this corner to 10s, they could be left in tatters.
Honestly, a pause and a re-hit to B would probably be the best course of action here. Will they do it, though, is a different question. They have that wall still. And they have those sheriffs to walk in, that contact in. They don't even have to use their abilities.
And I'm looking at John QT, whose eyes are already towards this. He's the one shouldering off of that C connector, waiting for contact. Smoke did just get put towards Garage, and I think Tense is going exploring, but there will be the turret there in play. Once again, going for the plant from the wingman, this time nothing to deny it. They have the plant, they have the time, they have the bodies, but do they have the wherewithal to deal with Sen? They have the weaponry here, Josh. By all means, they still overpower Heretics.
This is still, they wait patiently before they start actually moving in. Try to make sure that they're grouped up, bring out the smokes, and then they move together. Here comes the strike, out the A-Link right now. Will they see him top site though?
Boo, he was pinged out. John QT seems so aware. Finally removes Boo, now gets towards trying to deal with that spike. Beautiful from Tens. And wrapped in a bow by Sarsi, unaffected by the pressure. Sentinels take a second step.
When we look at a team like Heretics, Sunset, one of their better maps, is basically sit and B main, get those spam battle off on that spike defuse.
The buying rounds are
set up almost the exact same way, where you can take these Sentinels is doing a pretty good job. Granted, first round was pistol. This was an anti-eco that they convert.
He was one, but he got healed, so I just body shot and knifed out.
They'll hold their gamble stacks and play their retakes. So Heretics, they need to make sure that they're not afraid and they don't give Sentinels too much respect. Get in their faces and disrupt them a bit. First gun round coming out here, though. It's going to set the tone.
And they feel so precious when you have these rifles. You feel so worried that you might lose out. Fantastic scam, but a limited connection from Zekin. Going to have to fall away towards long, but they try and take the space here early on. Heal's already used up. Mini Boot on the receiving end of that early damage.
Crucial difference between the two teams here is that what Team Heretics likes to do is move together as a pack of 4 or 5 players. Mass dump util everywhere. Take the site, plant. They're going to get the site for free. Again, it's about this retake, though. How are they going to jam Sentinels? Prevent them from getting here. The flank already coming in from A. This is going to be a lot of pressure onto Benji. He needs to go big here, as the rest of the team still in the site, peeling off ever so slightly.
And this guy used to be clutch. Has he still got that capability? Cleaned out in a heartbeat. Sarsi breaks the back line and suddenly the floodgates are open. That's problems for Miniboo. That's problems for Rienz. The gap is closing, the net is closing, and Miniboo looks a little shaken here, and he gets put down. Zekin slides through him. And now they're being overwhelmed. There's nowhere to fall back to. There's nowhere feeling safe. You're going to need a big round from Rienz. He doesn't have even a chance. Zekin is doing damage this time. Sentinels proving it. They don't even need the better weapons. They just needed the bodies, and they have 5 alive. It's down to the wire. And he's got it.
Bro,
Sentinels has been flawless this half so far. Team Heretics crumbling a little bit. Maybe an early timeout coming in. These coaches have so much impact for this team. But what Heretics needs to do is they cannot lose that first fight. Benji going down there was the difference maker. Opens up the floodgates, as you said. And now everyone's coming in from the back lines. Team Heretics, they don't know which way to look, front or back. They need to set the tone and push forward. Minibu needs to be the spear, the tip of the spear.
About momentum when it comes to Sentinels, and you know, once they get that in their favor, it's almost unstoppable. It's very hard to quell that, to break that. Very few teams have that accolade against them. If you're watching Heretics so far, they've looked a little bit shaky to start with. I think that's a fair assessment. Couple of shots going here and there, these high-tempo hits. Yeah, they've been getting the sight, but as you said, that retake has been elusive for them. For now, though, in this round, we've got Sheriff, Sat, and Stingers. This isn't going to be one that you're going to be calling home about, but what a switch it would be for Heretics if they could actually do some damage now.
This insert from Tens down at the C cubby is what I look to. We're looking at a massive read from Sentinels here. Already 3.5 players towards that C site. It's only Saucy down towards A, looking at that long line. Heretics, though, they don't do these audibles that well, but this push, the timing.
It might just start and end with Tens. This round could be all for nothing. The one-way goes up. He's got him locked down in there.
Nice.
Paranoia primed. He knows exactly where the split's coming in from. Smoke goes up. This round's done. The threat was nullified the second they ran into Tens.
A little bit of damage here. There. It's not happening right now. Oh, okay.
All right, dude, that's nice. Gonna need a lot more, though. He's pretty much surrounded here. Slow eventual creep as well from Saucy, closing that gap in. John QT just sitting a little bit safer on the corner. Lovely. Well handled, a little bit of a threat, but Tens won them that round, what felt like a minute ago.
Not just Tens, though. Great timing on that push, gets those 2 kills. But look at how Heretics is setting up, though. Omen's got the smoke in their hand, Killjoy got the molly in their hands. They're trying to set up these elaborate plays. And when we get to the opposite side, Sentinels goes on that attack, you'll notice that they're only really setting up these small 2 or 3-man plays, trying to do these small incremental things to take the site control. They're not trying to full 5-man util dump on a site. Another thing, though, is they don't budge. They win the rounds just so easily. They know next round, we're going to defend C.
And we've been talking about Tens a fair amount, and I think touching base now during this Heretics timeout, I do have to note he's off to a flying start. 5-0 so far. I wouldn't say he'd had the biggest impact in the tournament to this point, but put the man on the stage and he seems to thrive. But for Heretics, biggest impact in the tournament to this point, but put the man on the stage and he seems to thrive. Stepping onto this stage has seemed to be a bit of an issue for them so far. It feels like they're not off those starting blocks.
They definitely aren't off the starting blocks. We're seeing that in some of the duels they took, Minibu and Benji on that round 3, for example. They need to do way better than that. One of the things I'm looking forward to, though, is beyond the fact that Heretics crafted this composition to stop Sentinels, Sentinels, their momentum picks up when they start winning these rounds, stringing them together. It's not like... Yes, they are good at that, but what Sentinels is really good at is when they're down and they find that little way in to, you know, break through. They win on an eco, they win an unwinnable 1 versus 4. That's what really propels them forward.
Championship pala gahanne api gahana version එක නෙමෙයි බං game එකේ. අපි ගහන මේ client එකේ නෙමෙයි.
Team Heretics really.
Championship pala තියෙන්නේ.
Like 2 kills on Boo.
Kama game
zero.
වෙනම client tab.
They're not on. Maybe the timeout was used just to calm them back down a bit. Maybe.
Excuse me?
Graphics එහෙම වැඩි මේගොල්ලෝගේ මේ පෙන්නන අයගේ දැන් අපිට බලන එකේ
And look at the space already filled by Zekken.
ඒ සහ ඒ spectator mode එකේ එහෙම නෑ නිකන් immersion
but that's nothing. He got himself alive. Yeah, took a little bit of damage, but that's fine. All of that.
අර e-sport වලටම හදපු version එක. දැන් ඔය ඔහොම පෙන්නන්නේ නෑනේ අර S වලින්. ඒගොල්ලෝ aim කරන් ඉන්න laser එක වගේ පෙන්නන්නේ.
For Team Heretics to come back into them. Tens, once he sees that C hits coming, he's probably going to back off and wait for that triple flank to come. It's Killjoy here. There's no tripwire. It's just the turret and the alarm bot. Easily bypassable, but Heretics just going to walk into a free site, and it's all on that flank. And how is Heretics going to press forwards and deal with that retake? Are they going to sit back, get split from different directions, or are they going to get in their faces right now? Benji already in garage here. They need to reinforce the spawn and the garage lines and get ready to push forwards, but Sentinels actually opts not to go for that flank. They're coming all through spawn. This thrash from Rians, that's what I look to.
Yeah, huge ult could start this off them. Heretics are desperate for a round here. The paranoia goes in, and as does Zekken. Contained, captured, and taken down. Rien's looking for a little bit more timing here. Invest Mosh towards CT. Woot finds Tens. They've divided, and maybe they've conquered. Beautiful from Rien's on the follow-up. This is much better, much more composed. Breaking down Sentinels bit by bit, and suddenly only one man left alive is Zellsis. Clean work there, Josh.
You take away all the names, take away the HUD from this round,
Alt
round
comment
1,
ചെയ്യുന്നത്
round
അങ്ങോട്ട്.
3. I wouldn't even think it's the same team. Team Heretics looked completely revamped this round. They took
Very
a timeout.
composed,
They go
yeah.
for the early fight with that Sage wall up at A main. They don't get it. They walk into C site, but it's how they deal with this retake coming in. The way that they use that thrash on that timing, the Mosh to follow up, and they're fighting together, and they're reinforcing each other, pivoting from that garage tunnel to help garage help spawn flood. Very different look from Team Heretics.
And they needed that. Now, it would be a miss to not note the ults coming online here. Tens, how do you want to handle this? It's a big pressure play up towards C, and he's stuck here, and he stands. He got caught up that time. Minibu the one to connect towards him. They've taken down the tip of the spear, but John QT, the backbone of the Sentinel side, still trying to do damage. He did a whole lot of the best he could, but Heretics again hold the site. The wall goes towards Garage. They've got the res if they feel it's required. Zekken still stands with the ult. Zellsis not too far away. Dealt with again. Heretics seeming to really come alive now. Out of nowhere, they're finding this form. This C site seeming to be maybe what they were looking for. Well, I mean, Sassy better swing on this one. It's basically on him.
Bro!
Make the most of the ult that just came through. Not sure if that was the right investment here from Zellsis. One to the right, 2 down long. They're giving him no quarter, no chance. Zellsis can try as he might, but he's surrounded. There's no fight that he can truly win here. The bigger picture, that spike that's ticking away. And Wu just needs to do the dance, and he's doing it well, buying precious time for Benji, who's standing and waiting. Heretics have found an answer. They found a cure for their ills.
Back-to-back hits on that C site, and Tens, he had the good stall with the paranoia, but misses his chance, his opportunity on Minibu, who actually catches him paranoid, barely saw him at the edge of that paranoia. And once that floodgate was open, it's all on John QT. If he can get more than one there, different story. But because he goes down, I mean, that's just such a big Thunder not coming out with the round win. Team Heretics crawling back round by round.
And it's caused a timeout. Sentinels have felt enough of a switch here that it's time to check back in. An early timeout as well. They're normally quite reserved for when they call them. We know that that momentum shift is very much in the playbook. Sentinels are very aware. But maybe it is the right time to touch base. They adjusted something during the timeout, 2 consecutive rounds, and there's a lot of ults on the Heretics side here as well. You've got the TP, yeah, with Woot, you've still got the showstopper, you've still got that res there. They're only 2 away from the lockdown. That was a lot of ults invested from Sentinels for 0 reward.
Not only that, but now we're getting to the point where if Team Heretics is able to pick up another round here, Sentinels is looking at maybe potentially having to do a save here. The good news is they have economy for this round, including op economy. And if they're really able to get an early pickoff here, that can snowball things. Res in play, Team Heretics can pick up their lost soldier. But right now, I mean, I could definitely see a pace change from Team Heretics here. We've seen them go quick towards B. They have that Omen ultimate. They have that showstopper. That's what I look to here. Are they going to go fast again? Really keep the pressure on right now off the back of the momentum of these 2 rounds? Or Sentinel's going to be able to crawl back and stop them?
Now, I'm looking at that operator in play. I'm looking at Tens here. Can he be the one? But you're right. The pace change is apparent, right? Right back towards B, right up the guts. Heretics instantly investing that showstopper. Plants in. And Sen aren't really wanting to investigate this too early, and rightly so.
No flank this time. Wall up for A main. That's going to take a little bit of time to chip down. Off also for this retake at B. Not ideal.
No, this is going to be incredibly difficult. 3 through that C connector side. Boo, the wall gets broken, so he has to respect it. Back away. Zekken going to take the space that's been given. They're starting to clear house, but there's the TP. Tens has to try and find the play towards window. That's a pixel. He knows it. Can he find it? There's still pressure on the side. They've got to find a body, and he does! Takes away Benji. Backline open. Paranoia sent. Woot denies Sassy. Good trade for Zekken. Trying to step down towards middle. Denied! Huge for Riens! When Heretics needed him, he stood his ground and got them up to 3.
when we look to Rienz, we know that he delivers this. Normally it's on Sova. We look to him to be on the maps where he gets to play Sova. He's in these late round situations after he uses his drone, his dart, and he closes it out so frequently for them. If it's not him, it's Benji. But here, he goes big. Oh my god, it was down to a sliver almost with the amount of defuse left. Sentinels almost stealing that away, but big. That's 3 in a row for Team Heretics, and Sentinels, they still have a little bit of economy, but they're bleeding these rounds out.
The timeout worked for Heretics, and even Sentinel's timeout worked for them again. The pace change was divine. Ult back in play so quickly for Rienz, and he's identified players, but Zekken cleared in a heartbeat. Miniboo, quick as lightning, takes him away, and the site is 1 out. Heretics have what they want here. There's no lurk on the way, no, I guess, flank coming in, but they've got everything they require, and once again, we rinse, we repeat. The wall goes up, they get ready to sit into this post plant.
Still one more slow on Boo. So once this wall gets broken down, once the stun comes off cooldown, they start using the aftershock and comboing it with the fault line here. That slow comes in. Thrash also for Rienz. Sentinels realizes what's going on, and they're backing out. Thrash still used preemptively, waiting for, expecting and anticipating this retake, but Sentinels realizes what's going on, what the name of the game is right now. They've lost the site. Team Heretics, very pacey. Normally we see them maybe taking a little bit of map control first, waiting, pausing, going on that second interval. Around that 1 minute mark is when they're grouped, gathered, hit by 50 seconds. But now it's the first full motion, swinging all the way through into the sites.
And if we kind of pause here ourselves for a second and kind of consider this, we were discussing this veto at the very start, Josh, how this feels indicative that there had to have been change amongst Heretics. You would not walk into this veto without a plan. We are seeing a very new look Heretics here.
This is a very different look. I mean, we talked about it a little bit with when it comes to Lotus. They made those changes coming into Champs. It wasn't working. They scrap it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it makes sense. We looked at Icebox as the pick from Heretics. Notably, one of their worst maps, if not their worst, outside of Ascent, which was their permanent ban, and now they're picking it. It makes me wonder what they've cooked up on that map as well, now that we're seeing 4 rounds in a row for them and looking revitalized after that timeout.
Yeah, this is... it feels like a different team. But I'm looking at Zekken walking middle here. Miniboo, hopefully he doesn't tunnel vision towards this because could get caught out this time. Sassy is going to be at least kept back. I like this for the control towards A-Long. We know that Sassy does like to try and take towards that. They now know about it. And they pause.
This is tough. This type of situation when you don't have that Cypher trips up, when you can't really clear mid. Normally that turret can spot someone walking down middle. It's in a really passive spot. It spots Garage. The alarm bot on that C means that it's not watching A, it's not watching that window. So Zekken could be able to hear all the noise that's happening. Hear the rotations back and forth between A and C right now. But if it's a shift walk, if Team Heretic slowly moves, yes, this camera can spot them early. Yes, these traps will get that information and allow that rotation to come in. But still, the slows are in play here. 2 smokes, Paranoia, so much retake utility. It could be a pre-take. It could be a fast one. Breach, Sova, you guys are still on A site. You gotta have to move soon.
Yeah, here's the committed approach towards C. Looking to see if anyone tries to get a shot. I think maybe just John QT eyeing up to see if anyone gets caught.
Oh, no.
That's outrageous. Takes down John QT, who thought he was set up for success. Not the case. It's 5 standing for Heretics. You're looking at the flank, and they still have the util here. Benji, if he falls, then suddenly the floodgates could open. But he stands. Hunter's Fury from downtown. That's the connection, though. That's going to be Rienz removed. And trying to set up safe passage forward, but it's Benji to find 10s. Trade comes in. Zekken looking to close the gap, though. Lockdown in play. Beautiful from Zekken. Miniboo answers back, though, towards CT. Back and forth, but right now, it's falling in favor of Heretics. As Sassy, the last one alive, can do nothing but die. Heretics are in control.
That is 5 rounds in a row for Team Heretics. They have not dropped the beat, and all of them are punching back. We talked about 2 kills for Miniboo, 2 kills for Boo, and none for the rest of the team. Guess what? Everyone's on the board right now. Everyone's got impact in their own moments. The fact that John QT couldn't capitalize on that spam kill with the trip through the smoke, and he actually instead gets taken out, that is just so devastating for Sentinels. And a second timeout in 1 half. Round 7, round 10. This is, like, you don't burn this unless you feel like if you can't get a grasp of the game right now, it's going to slip away from you. They need to have a way to stop Team Heretics right now. Team Heretics going fast. Sentinels, you're playing really split 2-1-2.
Yep.
How are you going to get ahead of what's happening? Maybe more gamble sets. They're good at that. But the problem is, if Team Heretics picks the right site, you have a 5-on-5 retake. Those Sage walls and slows are killing you right now.
They absolutely are. And again, you got to roll your mind back. Last time these two met, it was a Heretics, sending them to their deaths eventually against PRX. First time that they ever truly met. Devastating for them. All that potential we discussed at the start of the year, and it went up in smoke. Now they bounded back. We saw what happened eventually once they made it through towards Shanghai. But still, this team has suffered at Sentinel's hands. But as said, those 5 rounds, Josh, they are impact to say the least.
I'd go a step beyond that as well.
Go for it.
Look at a couple of the rounds that Sentinels won. The pistol round and the bonus round, round 3. It came down pretty close within a matter of a couple of seconds.
Fuses, yeah.
These are very close to fuses. Had things gone slightly different, we might be seeing something like an 8-0, like a
really
8-1 right now.
Really heavy. Okay, still a buy here though. The only caveat to that going to be John QT. He wants that full util as best he can. So Guardian in hand. Still has his ult, as does Tens. Not massive impact off the back of it. Rez still in play as well.
And a pace change from Team Heretics. They've been going quick. They got the back of these last 5 rounds.
But
Zekken!
Is still Zekken. There's still danger. That Rez gets burned. They're back up to 5. But he wants another bite of the cherry. He fancies another go at this. He's so close. Went towards Sue. He's still got Sassy on long, so if they cross, that will be go. Mini Boo! Just prise him out of there. The can opener for Heretics now. And Zekken has to respect that. Suddenly, A feels vulnerable. He can't sit on that island alone any longer.
Now Team the Heretics, they have the control of the map. They have that turret locking down middle. Sure, they don't know much about C, but right now, Sentinels taking that gamble stack. They're reinforcing the site where they lost one of their players. Right now, if Team Heretics goes into this, this is the best chance that Sentinels has to get back into this game. Paranoia already set up for long here. Zekken. First one was free. Is the second one. Full site exec. This is so typical of Team Heretics. They're waiting for that second smoke to come off cooldown. They pop them both. Paranoia, paint shells, everything's coming in.
Yeah, Dizzy gonna set this one through. Zelsis, Tens in danger, in trouble. Zekken still fighting the good fight for Sentinel, still holding his ground. Tens dives head first, takes away 2. They're getting no access this time. Wall goes up, but the timing's just not gonna be there. Boo would have to pull off something like a miracle, and it doesn't happen if you go to Zekken's site. He has been the impact player for Sentinels. They needed him that round.
Off the back of a timeout, Sentinels pulls out another win. Do I think it was as a result of that timeout? Maybe not. What I see happening here, and this is what we see as the difference between these two teams, is that Team Heretics, they get that early kill, they sit, they wait 20, 30 seconds. They're hoping that the other team makes a mistake, pushes, or overreacts and rotates
Honestly,
the wrong spot. Sentinels, when they get to their attack side, they know how to manipulate the rotations to make the defenders go exactly where they want. Team Heretics goes into the stack.
And it's pacey this time. John QT and Tens going to be having to stand and deliver. You could maybe take a TP out, but they want to take the fight here. Paranoia primed. Tens looking to maybe set him up here, but no one can swing on this one. TP to the back. John QT finds. Hack comes in. Tens finds Rienz. They're holding the line. They're keeping their kingdom safe. Sentinels hold this as Benji falls. Sentinels answer back.
Back to back for Sentinels.
Adrenaline time out
one more round remains in this half right now. And that first few rounds were going in the way of Sentinels. Heretics bite back with 5 in a row. For most of those, it's working. They slow down one round. It doesn't work. They go fast again. But Sentinels, once you give them an inch, they take that mile. And now, scores closed down to 1 round gap.
Yeah, again, then,
yeah, see? Just disrespect it.
Disrespect it.
That's
going to be the name of the game.
It's a reminder of who they are. Sentinels, the team that you can't really doubt when it comes to it. But can Heretics give them that reminder? Can they put them back in place? Tens showing off now. Picks up the quick pick on Boo. And then readjusts, repositions. The younger brother wants to walk in those footsteps, maybe feel advised against it. It's now with those 4 players standing, what do they do now?
Sage down, there's no wall. IGL gets to spectate, micromanage a little bit more. A little bit of map control here. We haven't seen the side of Team Heretics yet. It's been these 5-man hits over and over again. But softening up that garage area, that front B area, pulls all of the Sentinel players over there. But again, Sentinels, They're stacked towards B, and Heretics is primed to go in here. The showstopper, Miniboo needs to land it on 10s, otherwise this could be disastrous for these guys.
Could be waiting, poised, prowling above. He knows what's coming. Oh, he couldn't get away from that Miniboo. Starts things off with a bang. Takes B to himself. But look at the back of the side. John QT's still here. They have no idea. Zeka now tries to run around, keep them on their toes. Heretics being forced around at a quick pivot. You're right, Josh. That spike's heading towards C.
30 seconds
They're making noise. They have an inkling about Miniboo here. He's going to go down, but still 3 versus 3 on this post plant right now.
Still game on. Plant is in. Time's on their side. Help towards CT. Sentinels don't have that safe step back. Looking to maybe pivot through Garage themselves. Sassy just trying to keep attention, keep check on anyone trying to close the gap. The one-way cuts off the route, and now they can focus on Garage. The crossfire looks heaven sent. How do you get around it? Zekken could. There's a chance here. Rien's basically could deny this, as could Benji. The time ticking. They got to make a move right here, right now. The timing is perfect. The synergy is off the charts, and Sentinels are never out of it.
Unbelievable work from Sentinels. They're waiting the time of that one-way out. As soon as it goes down, Saucy sends the dart in, and the player to gets that slide off of cooldown, is able to bypass that second player and able to close out the round on that third kill.
Nice.
Sentinels, 3 versus 3. I mean, it was a 3 versus 4 there. That Miniboo kill happening. Maybe a sign of Miniboo not understanding.
Refresh कर लो बन बोलना पीटी बस से हो गया.
But again,
स्ट्रीम में रिफ्रेश कर लो बन आगे करना नहीं. और यहाँ पीटी बस से हो गया अंडे.
Hi guys, Jen Lee here with 파티텍! 파티텍 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 어떻게 지냈는지부터 물어보도록 할게요. Long time no see, 파티텍. What have you been up to?
I've just been sitting at home, playing ranked, streaming, and just chilling, waiting for a team to pick me up.
I vouch for you. Best player in the world. 일단 집에서 좀 앉아서 랭크도 돌리고 좀 열심히 하면서 팀을 구하고 있다고 합니다. 연락 많이 주셨으면 좋겠다고 얘기를 하는데 헤리틱스가 사실 파티텍 선수에게 고마워하면서 오늘 좀 선수들에게 서프라이즈로 파티텍 선수를 초청했다고 얘기를 하는데요. 이렇게 팀원들 보면서 어떤 마음이 드는지도 물어보도록 할게요. Now, Heretics invited you over, flew in as a surprise to the boys, because you're very much part of the success that they're having, as much as the other guys up there. So what's it like rooting for them and watching them play today?
I just pray for the win for Heretics. As I said on my stream, they're gonna win that whole thing. And when it comes to watching them play, it's just insane, I just imagine myself to be on the stage one day, but I came here and I'm gonna support my boys to win the whole thing.
Your time will come, for sure. 먼저 스트리밍 할 때 얘기를 했듯이 헤레틱스가 우승을 할 것 같고 그리고 정말 떨리는 마음으로 보고 있는데 본인도 이런 스테이지에 올라와서 언젠가는 챔피언스 무대에서 좀 경기를 멋지게 펼치고 싶지만 자신의 시간이 올 때까지는 좀 더 기다려야 할 것 같고 그냥 팀원들이 계속해서 잘해줬으면 좋겠다고 얘기했습니다. Thank you, Paratek.
Thank you.
Lastly, predictions today.
2-1 for Heretics.
오늘 2대1 예상한다고 얘기를 했습니다. 헤레틱스 승리. Okay, back we go.
Thank you.
What a first half we had there, 7-5, and it was both teams. And a strong close from Sen.
මේ මැච් ෆාස්ට් බා. අපේ මැච් වගේ නෙමෙයි බා. පට ගාලා යනවා ගහ ගන්න ගත්තාම පට ගාලා යනවා බා.
Heretics now though, they get to go
එන්න ඕනේ ටික ඔක්කොම
they're
වෙනවා.
really good on their defense because of their retakes, but they've cooked up a new comp.
බලමු attacking move මොනවා
How
කරගෙන
they've
ඉන්නේ
changed that. Do they do something different with the rotations, with the gamble stacks?
Speaking of, Josh, there's a gamble stack in play from the very get-go. 3 players dedicated towards this C side. Miniboo the one with the sheriff there. You could hear that rattling off in the distance. And a quick close clear for Sassy. Just going to be having a little look. Even spotting Woot. So, again, you're getting a little bit of a read of what's going on here potentially, but Sentinel seem reticent in their approach. They want to carry on here. They fancy going into this one. The paranoia might have slowed them down. The counter can't be capitalized on yet. And now it's standoff. Do they really want to go through with this?
This is where the situations, when the rounds get to simmer like this, Sentinels does so well at picking where they want to go. Heretics peeling off, getting out of the site. They're going to re-clear Garage first for this retake.
Yeah, I'm looking at John QT waiting there. His eyes are still on it. Miniboo, though, with some pace. Bouncing shot from John QT. But now there's too many. Tens, you can't really back away. He just about makes it out with the help of Zekken. But they do have the plant down. Sasi going to try and be the kind of, I guess, the one to put a full stop to the round if they did go back through Garage. But he sees nothing, sets them up to focus towards CT. 2 players waiting in the smoke, and look at that deadly little duo. You don't want that. You don't.
Holy shit!
All day. Oh,
Go for the knife.
Do it. Why not? Why not? It is you, Tens.
Bro.
It's absolutely him. Give him a pistol, and he'll get you around.
Machan.
That Sentinels classic right click.
There's something about it, man.
Something juicy.
Look at this.
Stuffing them, and we heard it in the soundbite before from Tens. Disrespect them. This is how you do it. This is what Heretics needed to do to Sentinels. Get in their faces and just pump them full of lead.
Sorry
there.
if I punched your arm. Sorry if I punched you.
Yeah, he's getting into it. He's feeling it.
Tens, he is a big game player. That is what you want to be seeing. There's the impact off the back. But remember the first half. It started really well for Sentinels. The timeout hit, and Sentinels burned both of their timeouts in that first half. Heretics still, I believe, have that option available. So it's not over yet. This is just a good beginning. But with the lead on the half, it certainly makes that scoreline look a little scarier now.
When I looked at this game, I'm thinking, Haven, how many rounds realistically does Heretics need on that attack side for them to be able to comfortably close it out? I'm thinking 6, maybe 5 if they don't get pistol round. But losing the second pistol round as well, that's going to make things very difficult. And Sentinels, we're going to see why they picked this map right now. They start with that orb control. They get John QT here. 4 of them move together towards A. And look at the map. Team Heretics has 4 on that A site, and C site is open for the taking. Sentinels.
Sentinels. Tens number build different.
Lovely. I'll be happy with that. Managing to navigate all the potential dangers. Again, there were a couple of sheriffs in play. This wasn't like it wasn't without a little bit of threat.
Why bit differ?
So Sati looking to farm here. Nice opportunity for him. Lovely. Quick 2 kills. Again, only against pistols, so no need to lose your minds just yet. But you can see Zekken here maybe with his opportunity to get some orbs building. Okay. Oh, no. My bad. Sorry, Zekken. Any more? Can they cost them much? Again, this is quite an invested round. The 2 SMGs are still there, but it's that Bulldog, that Phantom you don't want to see being lost, really. Trying to slip away a little bit.
Last-ditch effort. Try to take anyone down with them.
Don't think you can get much more. Nice try. Not to be. Sentinels, 4 standing. They should be happy with what they've been able to do there. A very clean...
Mega attacking friendly one patta balahango.
All that potential danger.
That was a big difference that we didn't see that side from Team Heretics, of depositing players and having them as callback options. Everything was all in, and as soon as they start trying to go towards one site, they have to commit to it. There's no way for them to fall back. But Sentinels,
I like when you call me
we're going to see this
Pooksack.
constantly of the callbacks from John QT, especially saying, hey, come back. This site's free. Hey, I think they've overstacked there. Team Heretics, they want to be able to catch back up to Sentinels. This is going to be a big round for these guys.
Mini-Boo, right place, maybe right time. How far does he try and investigate on this? Boo doing similar things down towards long, but again, this is the bonus round for Sentinels.
Drone and camera invested. Spots 2. You don't know where the other 3 players are right now.
Chomping at the bit there, like he wanted in.
See if they had an opening. But still, I see a couple of Spectres here, so maybe closing the gap at B through Garage, getting, just like if you get into C site and you have players in Garage and Garage window, getting those flanks, stopping that rotation, that's so difficult to go through. B, dangerous with that wall and the wingman.
Yep, waiting to see when the alarm bot gets triggered.
It's a fake. I've seen this before. They're going to send Zekken in, they're going to take all this pressure, but it's going to be a C split through Garage and Zekken. The pressure was made. He kept his life. He didn't destroy that alarm bot, though. That alarm bot and the turret still being up. This setup from Team Heretics, that triangle, Bermuda Triangle, Sentinels is going to disappear in it, but 30 seconds left.
They're running low on time. They've got to commit somewhere. Are they opting to go back towards A? The walls should be dropping, I imagine, soonish. I don't quite know when it was fully invested, but still, finally they clear the alarm bot. But that's late. Wall's still there.
Breaking now, but the slow.
And there it is. Time, 20 seconds. They're running so low here. Sentinels need to make something happen. They got to try and face the music. Mini-Boo. Robbery. Boo.
Ooh.
Back to back. Impact for Boo. Leaving just John QT irrelevant to the round as Heretics make it past the first big threat here. It was their buy round. It was the bonus from Sentinels, but the way they approached that, Josh, they missed a beat on that. The alarm bot's still there.
brother,
The turret
phone
in
play
Garage.
kare.
There's security for Heretics the whole way through.
Sentinels is usually so much better with those fundamentals, breaking all the alarm bots, getting exactly what they want to manipulate the rotation. And for the most part, it still worked. Yes, it got a little bit low on time. You get nervous when you see that clock ticking down, but that's still enough. That's 10 seconds that you have to take out 2 players and get the spike planted. You can do that. That's loads of time as long as you don't freak out. But Miniboo and Boo coming together through smokes and getting the shots, the kills they got in that fashion, unreal.
Here we go again. Now we get into the fun of it. John QT still down though on the SMG. Not ideal.
I like how loose Team Heretics is getting right now, though. They don't normally get this loose, these players especially. We saw on Boo, on Fade, on Lotus maybe. He's taking this deep line towards A right now.
And the adjusted turret as well for Benji, not letting them even get to spam that, trying to remove that easily. That's still in play. Deeper on C, yes, but still serves its purpose, especially with Rien's keeping control here. They're going to hear all this, they're going to see all this. That's at least 2 players noted off. Just Dizzy and Benji backfilling this. This could be perfect from Benji.
No.
Pulled the trigger on the first. I thought he could have waited a touch longer, but no. We're getting to 50 seconds, and they don't have a full foothold on either site. Pressuring Garage short with the double stack on long. You're right, Heretics taking some more gambles, getting a little bit more risky here.
This is a huge bait and switch up as well. If Boo's
Sentinels like no ila no ne masite yan.
make the move towards him, take out that drone and get away. Mini Boo.
He got John QT.
You got John QT.
And they have no idea about Miniboo. This is everything they dreamed of, but still, the plot needs to happen. 25 seconds.
And once Boo shows himself towards A link here, they won't expect Miniboo at all.
It's a 4
John QT's dead.
Surely, right?
Unta Nvme namsos lagiyane.
They push through. This is good from
Unta Nvme.
Stage ekata henna ne audience ekata henna
No idea. Now he does. As if he still gets 10s, but it made something out of nothing.
I don't know the advantage.
Res on Boo, but the timing on Miniboo should be the death of Sassy, and it is all on Zelsis.
Res as well.
The salesman or the soldier, let's find out. But now it falls. Miniboo there. They are playing this so well, Josh. I can't stress it enough. We are seeing Heretics get loose, getting the feel of this game, and playing out of their normal style.
Their normal style being that very passive, let you take the site, they come in for that retake right now, getting that space on A, getting in their faces a little bit, but also, even when you think that there's no way they're going to get a kill, stunned, it doesn't do anything to them. Well, yeah, it's all cosmetic. Zelsis shouldn't even use this. It's not affecting them. I've seen so many, at least 3 or 4 different kills, concussed players from Team Heretics, putting them down and converting these rounds. Sentinels 9-7 with both pistols. The gap is closing again.
If you're a Sentinels fan, you are eyeing up this round. This has to be a big impact round for them. Heretics finding success back-to-back here. Miniboo, ult in play, and that's the site they lean towards. Caution has to be aired. The wall going to be invested over towards Sewer, but it gives them a nice angle towards long.
You note the time, that's 45 seconds, it's going to break. You see how Zekin's sitting here with 10s. They're waiting here for any regress at long, but what's going to happen is the fake's going to come in from Sentinels. They're going to put a lot of pressure, maybe even tap the spike in that B site. They're going to go back and hit that A site on that timing. It's got to be the play. 10s has that ultimate as well. Get that info, create that pressure, break that alarm bot though. John QT, there you go. Okay. And here comes the next step of this fake.
Yeah, starting to put the question marks around the map here, give themselves options, but this time a different look towards Garage. That's 2 players. They want to work off that Dizzy if they decide to invest. And it's getting tense now.
Wall breaks.
Smoke goes back up towards B.
Showstopper still on Miniboo, and he's on top of that sewers box. Trying to get this fake off. They still have a stun. Full abilities on Zelsis. Add it with a stun, a smoke. Try to create this pressure, but it might not be enough.
25 seconds, they slowly creep, they can disrespect the smoke, they're going to give away the game a touch here. Now, Miniboo decides to move.
20 seconds.
Where are they going? Back towards B. At this point, they're walking into the unknown.
They can ult him.
Where is he off to? Over towards B. Going to try and quickly get that plant secured by Zelsis.
10 seconds left.
Spikes down. He's done his job. 10s gets out of danger. And now the bedlam begins. Boo, you nasty boy. Waiting. Checks to make sure there was no one else here. Waits. This is a dangerous game to play in an arena, folks. That's a dangerous game! The crowd honoring. But that could have gone completely haywire. But at 5v4 now, advantage towards Heretics, but they still have to try and break the backbone of Sentinels, and 10 still stands. Zekken gonna get one time now, ticking the defuse halfway. John QT holds the line. Oh, so close.
Rien's one around there, 1v3 or a 3K at least. Here, John QT, couple bullets in the smoke, no problem. Team Heretics trying to stick that, but still, so well played from Sentinels. You can see how they set this round up so far in advance. They knew wall is breaking at 45. We softened them up at B. We softened them up at Garage. We softened them up at A right after. And guess what? It's going to leave a hole in B. We're going to ultimate there with Omen, get that spike planted, and play out this round. This mid-round adaptation, the on-the-fly calls from Sentinels are so good.
Heating up here now. Might have a game on our hands.
They abandon this elaborate back and forth. They're just grouping and ready to hit right now.
I mean, you look at the ults, they've got so many. Sassy one away from having Hunter's Fury as well. They've got so much of what they need for this. Sentinels should be so easily securing C as they do. It wasn't particularly held by Heretics, sitting back a little bit deeper. Rien still does have his ult. Oh my god, you're lucky,
no.
Zelsis! He's the one to get caught by that. Benji playing back in through Garage. Clears out the
What's
first. That's
happening?
one of the 3 ults gone. Rien's invests his. Already you're going to see that counter
Una
pressure.
de man.
All the way down C. Takes away Rien's. But Heretics clear the site. And you're right, the wall is still there. Does it get used? Looking to try and secure it. It's perfect work. Surely there's nothing to be done. They've got to wait and watch as Woon eviscerates them all.
Bruh. Shit.
Raising the bar. Raising.
Sage gahane ka gahano.
Earlier in the half when I was talking about how Sentinels was jamming
Oh,
on that spawn point, when Tens was getting in their face, disrespecting them. This is the exact reason why. If you fall back to long C and play that spam battle, you will lose. There's a wingman, there's a wall. You need to get in their faces. Zelts is going down, losing that rolling thunder. They can't push into Garage or spawn and disrupt Team Heretics' retake. Sentinels, 10 to 8 only.
Hold on, Zekken's gone down. We're looking at the hero with the gun, is Tens. And we know what this man can do, so pay attention. And it is straight up brawl, but Sentinels are winning. Maybe just stick to the classic, it seems to work so well. And a 3v3 in this situation, Zelsis has his ult, as does Tens. They've got information on their whereabouts. And now they can let this simmer for a second. Zelsis even getting the upgrade.
So much time to let the round. Wait, Tens just used his ultimate a couple rounds ago. How's he have it again?
It's Tens, telling you.
The alarm bot,
But the timing. Gonna be able to clear that. He's gonna put a question mark to it. And look at where the other 2 are, Josh. They haven't even fully moved.
Team Heretics fights very hard on these rounds, but if they move together and 3-man flank, if it is an A hit here, they could get a lot of damage off. Still, they have that wall, they have that slow, and they have the Omen smokes. Great characters to have for this retake. But still, 3v3, Rolling Thunder and guns up for Sentinels. This is going to be difficult. Rolling Thunder, queued. That's going to let Team Heretics know. They're going to come for this retake. The Omen on the flank is going to be massive, especially if he uses his ultimate to get that info here. That is going to initiate.
He could move past the invested ult that John QT has in play, so he can still make some real threat happen without an early warner towards it. But we look towards the fight on CT, and Tens has been instrumental in this round. He's down on 41 HP though, still has a smoke to play. Where does he opt for? Looking to be set up by Zelsis, and Tens waiting. They got so close, but it's Wu closing the gap. Great shot. Oh,
Holy shit!
This man in mind. Perfect impact. He came in with the gun. Zekken was taken out in a second, and then that classic of all things was going to do the damage.
That full-on brawl at A. Team Heretics.
Yeah, वो Tens इसी है.
Of a classic.
Heals इसी है Tens डबा.
Out as well, but
उठा अच्छा खेला.
too ahead of themselves, feeling themselves too much, getting too loose potentially. Team Heretics, there's a side of them we haven't really seen before.
And this timeout is everything. Let's simmer it down, focus in here. If you weren't paying attention before, now you should. Heretics pumped the break
Absolute cinema.
at 11 to 8. Now, the money. The money is the issue here for Heretics. They're going to have to do basically what just happened to them back to Sentinels. But without the ult from Zekken, without that sort of tempo, they can...
उनका face क्या में मार quality नहीं.
That
is not the round that
Tina ba webcam දැන් ඕන පට්ට ගෝල් ටික මොන අර
උගේ
රුසියා
webcam එකක් උන්ද මෙනියන් ලොකු මොකක් දඩ cam එකක්
ලොකු
තියෙනවා
cam එකක් තියෙනවා උඹ දැකලා තියෙනවද webcam එකක් තියෙනවා මේ අර රුසියා ළඟ රුසියා move වෙනකොට move වෙන එකක් තිබ්බ අන්න ඒක එහෙම පට්ට ගෝල් ටික webcam එකක්
අර
ගන්න
size
ඕනේ
එක ගන්න
Mandy hello Sabji Kavish hi
Not only do they win that round, but they're also able to pick up the following round because the economy on the other team isn't good enough to string together a proper buy. And here, a hero vandal for Rians. The rest of them budgeting themselves to play for that OT. They know potentially likely it's going to be a 12-8, and they're going to have to crawl back and bring it to 12-12 unless Rians goes huge.
He's the only one to watch here, really. I mean, Heretics are good with those sheriffs. But this is a lot to ask. Second, set into motion off the back of Zelsa's utility, at least to try and
රුසියා කියන්නේ අර
where Boom is playing.
කවි කියන්නේ අපේ කවියද
Towards C. Can they manage to slip past? Pixel spotted. Boo's not going to stick around much longer here. Can't really have that sort of fight.
It's going to be a period of time here where he can't watch both entrances. He's going to have to wall off one. Trying to hang on to that as long as he can. Sentinels creeping up though. That gamble stack from Team Heretics still towards that C site here. Boo cannot instantly drop here.
Boo's screwed, surely. I mean, he's been able to back away at least. That's something.
Right here, revealing area.
I don't know how he's still standing. The support system's not moving. The rest of Heretics aren't falling for this, but it looks pretty much committed.
40 seconds left. Sentinels, all 5 players here. No real fallback
Is that
options.
a gap?
Not
no,
enough
I don't
to
think
move
so.
through.
I don't think so.
But still, I mean, it's just too much of an order for Boo to get. Just a classic in hand.
I mean, it's not even the Sentinels one, so it can't do enough. But Boo somehow has played his life as best he could. Maybe hoping he'd deter them, maybe be enough to send them over towards C, but it's not the case. 12. Looking so likely. As Heretics have to do that long rotate back. Every step arduous on the way. They cause chaos now, though. 5 to find. And so little time to do it. And away we go. Sarsi instantly gets Benji, Minibu down. Hold on. Rien's still alive.
Maybe. Wingman's still in play.
Time, though, it's so low. Trying to swing off the back of the Wingman is a nice idea. But John QT, the mastermind behind
උන්ගේ micro adjustment එක මාරුනේ වයින් එකේ
12 in map 1 for Sen.
Rien's the man with the Vandal. Last to fall there. 10s, 27 kills.
Huge.
Multiple times he's had his ultimate. But I need to highlight how he's getting to these kills. It's not like he's sitting in the back waiting for things to happen. He's
I love the
getting in
composure.
their faces.
Oh, he's an instigator.
Yeah, he understands his mission right now. Yes, he's Omen. Yes, he's on those smokes. But he's getting in the faces of Team Heretics, not letting them have a chance to be able to get off their elaborate plans, disrupting them.
We go again, this time with guns though, but Lifeline starting to be flattened out a little bit here for Heretics. Held on 8.
We haven't seen a change up from Team Heretics' game plan yet. Same players, same spots. Now lockdown in play as well. That's going to help with a retake if they need it. But gambling towards the C site, Sentinels has been so good with their audibles. Once they get certain information, they know when to pivot away. They know how to use that time, squeeze out the last second. Zekin coming into Garage. Benji!
And Benji's been having a nightmare this series, fair to say. But this time he's saved by Whoop. Second goes down, and now they can maybe live for another second or so. But it's Zelsa's to trade out, at least take away the first. But Tens then takes strides towards the site, disrespecting the Bosch and the man behind it. Rien's falls, and Tens is just on an absolutely nuclear level performance here. 29 kills. And now Mini Boo and Boo, brothers in arms. Might have to watch map 1 slip between their fingertips now. Forced to fight forward and forced to fall. It's all on Boo in a 1v4. Map 1 surely sitting with Sentinels. What more were you ever meant to do?
Nice.
Inside.
First match එක ඉවරයි යාළුවනේ.
Big stage. They just keep stepping up.
Great performance from Sentinels there, and Team Heretics trying to change things up with their agent composition.
අඩේ ස්ටටික්ස් කෝමත් දන්නව මේ ටෙන්ස් ගේද කිල් තියක් කත
What have they cooked up there?
Oh my
They
God.
need to
It's
slam
gonna
back
play you
as
and the-
hard as they can if they want to be able to stop Sentinels here and go into that third map as well.
කක්කි දාන්න යනවා.
මතන 5 මිනිත්ස් වලින් පටන් ගන්න 5 හරි 10
බලන්න. Kissing the heart colors. Nanis. Nadu adu. No. යාළුවනේ මොකද පිය පටන් ගන්න මුන්ගේ ඇඩ් බලන්න මුන්ට මේ නිකන් ඇඩ්වර්ටයිස්මන්ට් දාන්න දෙන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ මගේ මූණ බලාගෙන ඉන්න ඔයාලා පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න පටන් ගන්න අඩිය cancel apa ini tu
music video madan anna ye latest video ban I can see a Latina macha දැක්කද
මොකද්ද වීඩියෝ එක වීඩියෝ එක නම මොකද්ද කිව්වේ B2B නේ
ඔව් B2B
B2B කියලා ගැව්වම එන්නේ වෙනේම නෙවෙයි
B2B ගෙන්දර බිස්නස් මොඩල් එක ගන්න දෙන්නේ ගහන්න කැපිටල් B එකක් ගහලා දෙක ගහලා ආයි කැපිටල් B එකක් ගන්න
මොකද්ද B2B projects ද
projects
මොකද්ද දාලා තින්නේ
ආබානගේ latest video එක with a Colombian girl කියලා scene එකක්
මේ ස්ට්‍රීම් එකේ බලමු කොපරයිට් ගහයි දාන්න
ස්ට්‍රීම් එකේ බලන්න පස්සේ
යාව බලමු
ここが人気です。人気ですね。ここが人気です。これにしましょうか。はい。
හායි මියසික් වීඩියෝ එක ගොඩක් හොඳයි ගොඩක් හොඳයි කියන්නේ මේ උගේනේ වෙනම වයිබ් එකක් තියෙන මම බලලා දෙනවා මේ ජපාන් වලද දෙන්නේ මේ වගේ මෙක් කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා යැන්කීස් කියලා යැන්කීස් ANK කියලා එයා ජපාන්
කරන්න යන්නේ.
මැච් එක පටන් ගන්න
නෑ විනාඩිය ඕව
ඉතින් guys අද ෂූට් එකේ දෙවනි දවස දැන් යන්න ඕනේ මම. guys so good. ස්කයි ට්‍රී එක ඉතින් මෙතන තමයි ෆයිනල් ෂූට් එක යන්නේ
පරගෝඩ යෝඩුගොඩි
Oh. Yes.
With me. අලුත් ඒජන්ට් කෙනෙක් එනවා නේ බා.
Taking a break from the chocolate factory to chat a little bit with us, Kaplan himself. So Kaplan, the team seems
ෆයිනල්
really,
ග්‍රෑන්ඩ්
really
ෆයිනල්
high.
එක දවසද
Let's get
කියයි.
a sense of the vibes of the
අර
team right now,
ඒගොල්ලෝ
especially
මැච් එකට
since
කලින්
it's an
යනවනේ
elimination
මේක.
match and did Haven go exactly the way you prepped for?
Yeah, the vibes are very high. Like we agreed going out here, let's not be afraid to acknowledge we're in a big stadium, there's a big crowd, there's energy, there's lights. Let's lean into it. Let's have fun with it and let's trust it'll empower us. And then as for Haven, I had no idea what to expect from them. That was a surprise comp. Had to call kind of both timeouts to get on track on defense. It's always tricky to try to make adjustments when you're coming in really excited at the same time, but really impressed with the composure, and I think the guys did a great job closing it out.
Well, the boys are born for this stage, so how are you feeling about the next match?
අයිස් බොක්ස් එකත් ගහගත්තොත් උන් දිනුනේ නේද?
Prizes, so that's always a little bit comfortable as a coach.
ඇබිස් එකට එයා ගන්න නැතුව උන් අයිස් බොක්ස් ගහගත්තා නම් හරි බං. ඇබිස් කියන්නේ එහෙන අමුතු
ටෆ් නේ බා.
කොහොමද ඒක දෙගොල්ලන්ටම අමාරුයි ඒක ඉතින්.
I'm back on the desk with Kakuka, Nvme, and a special guest is Coach Josh RT from G2. Welcome.
I'm just happy to be here once again.
We're very happy to have you here. Did that map go the way that you thought it was going to go after seeing the Heretics comp?
Honestly, once Sentinels start to key in onto the comps for like win conditions and start to understand that they like to play onside post and like they would try to use the sage wall to buy time, they start to play against the comp really well.
Yeah, I think towards the end, after that second timeout from Kaplan, they found the right adaptations, playing really heavy on those C and B sites and being a lot more willing to disrespect that utility, to fight in together and play into that flood alongside the two anchors that they had on those sites, which got them just enough rounds to pull things off once they switch over to that attack.
Yeah, exactly. We started with the Sentinels that was very comfortable in the first 4 rounds. They thought it was going to be an easy trip. And actually, Team Heretics starts playing to the strength. Just go onto side, put that wall up, send Carnalito, just get the spike down. But as you're saying, Nvme, once Sentinels got to the key of they need to stop that from happening, they cannot allow them to get to those positions and make such great use of that utility that it started looking easier.
Yeah, so like the key to victory for Sentinels on defense was mainly their onsite defense with the 2 or more anchors. And all they needed to do is stay alive, use their utility to buy time for the rotations to come. Since the Heretics kind of were telegraphed on their hits, they like to play really pack heavy. And so once Sentinels keyed in on that, they start to convert.
And I really want to give credit to Tens as an individual in that one. Even when he
KD
wasn't decided,
3.6,
he did a really good job of using his
Tens.
open TPs to proactively get in positions to play with the anchor and keep his team in winning positions. And
Yo,
his
hi,
performance
Chamamal.
across this map was just out of this world. The only player left in this tournament who could tie the record for most trophies ever won by a single player at 3. And I mean, he's playing like he wants it.
Yeah,
Lower bracket bang, upper bracket
නෙමෙයි.
නෙමෙයි.
Tens is back. I think that's disrespectful, Kakuka. Heck, Tens
දන්නා.
වා මොකද මේ අප්පා කියලා දාන්නේ?
හා? ඒ කියන්නේ උඹට එන ගහනවා යකෝ.
යකෝ මං ලෝව කියලා කිව්වේ.
Regionally and here on the big stage, it has to be Boo and Minimo. Even though they did not win this map, things were very complicated. Imagine that you take this competition out, first played ever in the history of Valorant that this comp is played on Haven. You take this risk and you put this two to support each other. Miniboo just going in crazy, and Boo, not only the IGL and that he's been having throughout this entire tournament, but especially being put in these situations, it looks like he's been doing it forever.
Yeah, you can see the chemistry of the brothers, Josh, on the server.
Yeah, for sure. Since that was their first time playing that with that composition, you would notice that they would play Raze and Sage together at A site, and they were actually 2-man hold the site. Normally, that site requires 3, and they were able to mix it up and keep Sentinels guessing.
Yeah, and going into this next map as well, we were talking about this a little bit, likely to continue with those two playing together. It must feel incredible to get to be up there on this big stage, even in these tough moments, with your brother alongside you, and they'll need to rally back here. This team has made lower bracket runs before, they've bounced back before, but this is still a big task to come back in this series and stay alive.
Yeah, my hopium is Kakuka. Heretics should not have any issues on Icebox.
I mean, are they going to change the composition? I do not expect it, right? I think that the moment that they decided to stick with this Neon, that is what they were going for. They decided to come here to Icebox. Out of all the options that they had, maybe even combined after they got how comfortable they said they were feeling, they decided to go for this one. And I feel like the head-to-head between Sentinel and Nvme, I understand that it is something that we want to see. We wanted to see flashy, but the style is very, very
Are
different when
Nvme
you,
promote
when you talk about
karna
entering the site.
Yeah, Miniboo's Neon. You like it? You're a fan?
Well, for the system they
කාලෙක්
provided,
YouTube
I
බේ
think it's really
තිබ්බනේ
good for
නේද
them. They already played that comp, that
YouTube
Sentinels
බේ
runs against
තියෙනවා
Sova multiple times already, previously against DRX. So, like, I would like to see Miniboo like rotate quickly based on like Boo's information and re-information, and based on that, their defense like works for them.
I do think they need a
Let's
good
say
start on this
Patang
attack. This is one of those maps where Miniboo is going to be super sacrificial, going in first, going for those openers, and it relies a lot on players like Benji to come online for Team Heretics to trade them out and stay in it.
It does indeed. It might not be another chance
second
here,
player
Pansy,
unchecked.
and still Heretics,
Miniboo.
they have to win if they want to
Neon.
keep their champions' dreams alive.
One life left for Heretics. It all comes down to this. A pick that certainly turned our attention. A composition change in the final hours coming out to this tournament. And pressure on those players is now astronomical. Josh, how are they going to handle this? What are your thoughts on their composition here? Sentinels have the grace of a map in the bag now.
When I looked at the Icebox pick, I thought maybe they were switching something up to get a little bit of a curveball that Sentinels wouldn't expect, but they're sticking with the same composition. So what they could do is change up how they play that composition. We see a lot of these 5-man hits. Maybe we see them get a little bit more loose at middle, send Benji up that way a little bit more, try to send more people
මේකේ
with Boo
තුන්නේ
on the
attacking
healer.
ඉස්සෙල්ලා.
Zekin has that sheriff,
මේකත්
had that B
මේකත් මේ
attack
attack
පැත්තට බර
Gold
එකක්ද?
from Sentinels, they got that turret as well. Happy to play for that retake.
Yeah, just setting tempo. Just taking the time.
හැබැයි පොඩ්ඩ attack කරන්න ඔය side එක අමාරුයි
They're
වේ.
slowing down right now. They're kind of feeling out the map, seeing what space they can get, see if Sentinels bites on anything. But Sentinels doesn't really bite. When they have their setups that they're happy to sit in, they wait as long as they need to make sure that the enemy is fully committed. Hey, you're just doing a fake? Cool. You're going to end up coming into my gamble stack. Oh, you actually went there. Cool. We're fine doing the retakes. We showed you how many times we can do it on Haven. When our backs are against the wall, we'll make it happen.
And it is interesting to see no support, though, on the way for Zekin here. At this point, he has had to fall back pretty deep. He's playing somewhat safe, though, I feel, now in CT. But he's going to hear this. He's going to hear commitment behind it. The lurk now coming in middle.
That spike plant position is going to be for B main and middle. So if these players are able to stay alive at kitchen as long as possible and bleed the time from the clock, that is their win condition.
Yeah, Boo and Benji.
Saucy also has a sheriff in hand and Zelsis. 3 sheriffs on this retake.
They've fallen away from kitchen to play dedicated towards side, and again, Zekin once again.
Casters line annoying name.
සමහර වෙලාවට
So it's the vast majority of players now working back in. They're going to know where that spike is.
උන්ගේ උපදෙස් මහා බෝම්බ.
And Boo shows his hand.
I'm going to do this, do this.
Zelsis next in line. He can't stand any longer.
ඔය වගේ මේ ඔය කියවනේ උන්ට කොහොමද ඔය වගේ සිටුේෂන් එකකදී ප්ලේ කරන්න බෑ බා.
And now you're going to look at that back line. You're looking at the likes of Benji to find some value. You're backing on Benji! Finding both!
අවන්න attacking round එක ගහයි බම්මු. ටික.
Heretics this time get their pistol.
That is the
මේක මේ මේව නේද? ඔව් මම පරක් කළා
I
බලන්න.
think an important thing to talk about in the context of how that Haven map fell apart for them towards the end. That's 2 pistol rounds that you lose, and then they
voice බලන් ඉන්න අය මේ kick එක count එකක් තියෙනවා නම් kick streaming එකේ හලව අරක් දෙන්න ගිහින් මගේ channel එක link එක දාලා දෙනවා description
see that going the distance. So if Team Heretics is able to pick up at least one of the pistols here, convert those next few rounds, maybe they have a chance to show what they did against DRX.
And a gamble stack here. I think Dizzy did his work, but still, Zekin persists. And the timing could be nice here. No, we're going to find Zelsis and damage. Yeah, okay, Heretics not going to be caught off guard, really. Very conscious of Sentinels trying to get in their face, but this is fine. They were happy to go for a gamble.
The rare occasion that the Sentinels Classic isn't actually effective, getting any damage in a flawless round coming for Team Heretics. So going into that first gun round, the bonus round really for Team Heretics, they had a Ghost on Benji, they have a couple of Spectres, they have
bonus round
they
anything.
could do a fast play. I like their approach on that first round. They've done it before where they get that B main control, then that B main hit comes pulls in, when that Viper wall's on full charge, they make that noise and the split comes through middle. If they're able to reproduce those types of situations on weapons like this, that could be something that Sentinel struggles to deal with here. But looks like a slow opening.
I mean, we got 3 players here. Do we have a little bit of a scrap on this one? Already Heretics heading this way. Gonna leave Zekken posted up by Pipes here. Sassy by his side, and then just a little bit lower down his 10s.
A little bit of a switch up on the Team Heretics side. Normally they would have Boo over towards that B area and Benji kind of lurking around middle, maybe grouped with his team. But right now, Benji's on his lonesome and Boo's grouped with a team. I think an important change, keeping that Viper alive. This drone getting so much value, seeing so many players, but still.
High flash should have swing, but he couldn't get the bullet where he wanted it. It looked so perfect. I like them trying to be proactive though there, Josh.
Those mini bite-sized plays are what Sentinels is really good at, just finding that opportunity to get that first kill or be able to get a little bit of map control. Big scan, Benji's at middle, trying to take out that turret. He can call them back and forth. If they make a pressure towards B, Benji can catch players in the back on that rotation. Even this kill on this turret might stir a reaction. 40 seconds though, time's getting low, and Team Heretics is needing to hit soon.
Yeah, Zels is the one to be pulled away. That might be the best that they can hope for. So now, Heretics have to play forward. You're going to have to take that space, take that fight, take the bull by the horns, and Sassy overwhelmed. But the backbone stands. Tens again with 2. Zelsis makes it back towards the site. He handles business, leaving Benji in a 1v3, but he does have a rifle. How far does Benji go on this? Has a look. 10 seconds.
Me first round take khana layo.
Played by Sentinels to hold that back in
First round.
First round take khana ba.
Go for those riskier choices.
Dinna ne.
Nang gane Sentinels la rodda. Gahana man kiyanne.
They're chill. And a reason for that, especially in a matchup like this against Team Heretics, Team
That's the
Heretics
round we want, though,
doesn't
boys. That's
really
the round we
do
want.
those audibles. Once they show that they want to go somewhere, they wait, they recharge, and then they try again. It's very rare that they actually try to pivot and go somewhere else. So Sentinels have them red, decide to sit there, and stick to their guns. And hey, it's working for them.
Now we get into the real meat of it, though. This is the fun part. 10 still controlling, trying to set up Zelsis this time. Love the unison between these two. Synergy is fantastic.
Fake pressure towards A, Team Heretics, getting that control. Also, slipping the gap at B. But Boo, he's the first point of contact here and going down. That means they lose the wall. Needing to use middle now if they want to be able to close out this round, or when they go B, they can't instantly go for that plant. They got to take that space, look for another duel. This next fight, John QT, how do you play this?
And Zelsis is getting closer, though. Yeah, he's still a little bit worried about middle, but again, he could bank on that turret, maybe a touch, but still. This is John QT potentially isolated. Got to be careful, not outstays welcome. A risk too far. Normally quite the mastermind, quite a diligent player, but that felt desperate, even at a man advantage.
And Rian's just picked up the ultimate orb just before that spike got planted. He's got his ultimate. Spike not planted for that mid flank this time, so B main is the main point of contention, but both Vipers out.
This is the start, a tap on the spike, and Zelsis looking to close the gap, but it's Mini Boo to answer back, and he gets out swung. Zelsis goes wide, takes down Mini Boo, and another go on the spike here. One to get half. Anyone going to deal with this? Anyone going to swing on this one? Finally, they take it away, but the defuse is happening. That was so close. And again, he has to try and close the gap, and there's nothing more to be done.
Nice.
Right under their noses, a fumble from Heretics.
No other word to describe it than a fumble. And Sentinels is able to steal it away. That is when they start gaining that momentum. And right here, you can see the body language on the players of Team Heretics. How Boo is talking to the team, the rest of the team. Quiet.
Discord again from John.
I love that sacrification from you. Good job. Sacrification.
They don't even have that in play, and they still close it out. Team Heretics needs to do better.
You can look at the light shields. Struggling. Heretics.
Outlaw is going to be devastating. He had full HP. He has that Vandal, or he had it.
Kiki bots the scammers line.
Balando නැද්ද ඔයද බං ඔය මේකේ නම් තියෙනවා YouTube එකේ නම් ඇඩ් කරන්න පුළුවන්.
No threat. Alarm bot, turret, active. Zelsis pivoting, ready to be that fourth player on that A site, and this triangle setup again from Sentinels. We see them stick to these types of setups, and yes, they have this pop flash as well. So as soon as this execute comes in from Team Heretics, they're going to use that orb. They're going to place the shocks, the Viper's molly, the Wingman's going to come in.
Oh, Mini
wait, that first kill though.
That's huge. That's his ult now. He can cycle that rifle back, but 10 stands in their way. Does he commit to this angle? How long does 10 stay in the danger zone here? Still playing up towards those rafters. Miniboo waiting, but the flash is perfect. It's on the money. And 10!
Ooh! Nice!
That's what you need from him. Big players making big plays in big games.
Ooh.
And Benji,
Nice!
but die. The ace taken away, but who cares?
Bro! අද කයිඩි මෙයාට ගිෆ්ට් එකක් දෙනවා නයිස් නයිස් එයා කොරියාටත් ඇදෙන්නේ EDG එකේ මැච් එකේ මූණ පුක කරන් හිටියේවා කයිඩි මේ ලයිව් එක බලද්දි
Saw me on Haven. I don't care. He walks out. One at a time, just deletes the server.
The Terminator's in the server!
Yeah, not wrong, not wrong. There's something about Tens when he gets on stage is give the man a crowd.
මේ CS වල එහෙමනම් කොහොමද මේ ට්‍රෑෂ් ටෝක් කරනවා බං e-sport match වල ඔය මේගොල්ලෝ බෑන් කරලා තියෙන්නේ එහෙම බං ට්‍රෑෂ් ටෝක් කරද්දි මේගොල්ලෝගේ මේකක් ගන්නවා නේ මොකද ෆයින් එකක් ගන්නවා
There's composition to work as well. You have to be confident.
මේගොල්ලෝ පොඩ්ඩයි පැත්තට බරයි
Taking this space, getting those reads. But we've seen issues here.
maybe China ඉඳන් Chinese scene in the end up
It looks like they're letting this slip a little.
This might be one of those situations we've talked about before with Heretics, is that they do have a pretty young roster. And you know, in EMEA we talked about it as well, where they have issues getting past that finish line. We see
කබඩේ 1000 ක ඉන්න මේ 1000ක ඉන්නනේ කට්ටිය බලන්න audience එක කොහමද ඔය මේ පැසිෆික් රටවල අපේ රටවල ඒෂියන් රටවල වල තිබ්බම සෙනග වැඩිව
So all these situations, it's like that last little hump to get over. That's where they crumble, and it can be to the
ඒක අර entertainment පැත්තට බර ඒ රටවල වලනේ e-sports
when they lose a bad round, they can't rebound mentally, but they need to get focused here, because right now Sentinels, especially Tens right now, is having a game.
And you talk about momentum, you talk about confidence, you talk about that X factor. Rounds like that are what we mean. These players on Sen can give you them. Now Heretics can as well, but they've got to start now. This could be the fatal blow. And it could start at a scoreline of 3-2. Feels almost innocuous.
මේක ගැහුවොත් නම් බං මේක මැච් එකක් ඉතුරුත් වෙනවා
For a switch up, but it looks like Sentinels have the read. And they got the kill. Rien's
පුළුවන් ගන්න මේ රීව එක නේද බං අලුත් කාගේද ඒ රීව එක නේද බං මේ අලුත් ඒ රීව එක නෙමෙයි ඔය කුරුමාරි මාක් කර මම රීව වගේ නේ බං එනවා තද්ද බද්ද එපා 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 නයිස් වරු බලපු හින්දා හොඳ අනිත් පැත්තම
Right now, you don't really have that many options. Boo on this late flank around the world as well.
Fake,
and the Terminator's closing in. Hunter's Fury's there, just going to secure safety. And they're running out of options. This map is just closing in on them. You're banking on Boo here. Now, John QT made a little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake last time. This time, I doubt it. And Zek are getting curious.
උට ඉන්න තිබ්බ බං
John QT, this Viper.
So they, an opportunity missed and a lifeline made for Boo. The lockdown's there, 15 seconds. I don't know what they're meant to do here. The plant's at least in, but they have to fall so far back. Zelsis already going to find Mini Boo, and the other two trying to cross, and Zelsis takes them down. This is just going from bad to worse for Heretics, and the uphill swing for Sentinels is here.
That was off the back as well. Team Heretics taking that timeout. Coaches getting
අඩ කොෆීස් බීලා දෙන තරම් බලන් කොෆී අරපන් ආතරත් වෙන කට්ටිය මේ මේසෙට කොෆී නැතුව රෙඩ් බුල් දෙන්න නැද දන්නේ කොෆීද රෙඩ් බුල්ද දන්නේ නැහැ නේ ඇතුළේ තියෙන රෙඩ් බුල්ද දන්නේ නැහැ මම ටින් එක මචං ලිස්සන්න පුළුවන් මේ වගේ තියෙනවා වතුර මේව වෙන්න පුළුවන් අතේ
All they have
are
those set plays, the plans from the start of the round. Their adaptation
මොනවාරි ඕන බීම ජාති දාගන්න පුළුවන් ඇතුළේ එහෙම කරලා ඉන්නේ
non-existent.
it's got to start now for Heretics. You wanted a chance to make it to the finals.
බුල්ලා මචං
Here
කරන්න
are
නැති
the
ලබන්නේ
champs.
නේද?
You have to take on
ස්පොන්සර්
teams.
කරන්න නැති ස්පෝර්ට්
There
එකක්
are
නැද්ද
no
වන්න?
weak links anymore. There are no easy games. And right now they're suffering under that scrutiny. Sentinels at the helm of it, but it's not over. 2 rounds to work with, and Heretics need to pick up now. Show me that grit. Show me what you can do here. Enough respect being shown, but I'm looking at a flash in hand, potentially a pre-take. No, just the nade so far. And Sentinels wait on the verge.
Now, Team Heretics, do you stay in? Do you give the same medicine back to Sentinels, block them from getting out the choke points, or do you retreat back to main? They're retreating right now. It's only Miniboo in the site.
He's got so much weight on his shoulders. All of Nvme trying to put their faith in this team, and they're being melted to pieces. TenZ takes away Miniboo. Now you're looking at the back lines. Where's that util coming from? Second doesn't care. He's already taken away Woo.
time
They're
now,
capitulating.
Time
They're
running
falling
the
here. Heretics need to make a stand. A miss of the utility, and Second runs through them. I need a timeout. I need something. I need to see signs of life from Heretics.
Team Sentinels, they burned 2 on that Haven first half. 7 and 10 were the rounds that they called them in. Right now, are we going to see the same thing from Team Heretics, burning both their timeouts just to get signs of life right now? 2 rounds are on the board for them. But
let's keep the same energy. We don't need more, we don't need less.
Sentinels on 5 in a row right now. Unbreakable at the moment, especially TenZ is going in. He has that killer instinct right now. He's hitting his shots and he's feeling confident. And when you have a TenZ that's hitting like this, that is scary.
You know you got hell to pay when that's happening. And rinse and repeat. What breaks the trend? Sheriffs? A new idea from Boo, something, who knows? Again, you're going to start digging deep. These are the games that test you the most. I said 1 life left. You don't have a map to depend on to fall back on. You took a risk in the veto. I respect it. You took a risk with the compositions. I respect it. But then you got to stick the landing.
When Sentinels went up against EDG to get knocked down into this stage of the game, EDG disrespected Sentinels, got in their faces, did not let Sentinels come in on these retakes. Team Heretics giving so much respect to Sentinels, letting them go wherever they want. Again, another A hit. Boo trying to get a lurk timing, but he's going to get caught in the back in a second here.
Oh, and
wait.
Hello? Sassy hasn't turned. Suddenly,
Holy fuck.
Sassy goes down and
Yo, එක round වල මුංග finish කරන්න පුළුවන් බෑ මුන්ට.
does give it away. But still, do they even notice this when they've got 30 seconds for the Terminators here?
30 seconds.
He's still holding this
Wait,
one.
they don't know.
They don't know. The plan. They don't know. Oh my God, Celsius is behind
lining them
every single player. And look at the patience. Look at the pedigree. He waits and he strikes. Take it down, Heretics. Peace. Just down a Boo, and it's all but done. They are gonna
Nice.
Nice.
අරිනානේ උන්ට.
හැබැයි කොරවුන්ඩ නේ.
They're all unleashed right now. Such big.
නැද එක round එකේ යරිහාට පස්සේ ඉතින් ආයි එක round මනේ.
නෑ එක round එකකට පස්සේ full buy කරන්න පුළුවන්.
ඔව් full buy කරන්න පුළුවන්. එනට ආයි උන් ඕක හුකා ගත්තොත් ආයි එක round යන්න එනවා. මුන්ට සල්ලි ප්‍රශ්න නෑ මුන්ට.
අර MF කිව්වේ ආයියෙන් කියවන්න බෑ. ඒක beat කරන්න බෑ.
මෙහෙමයි ඔය වෙලාවට තියෙන මේ ඕක මේ control කරන්න නම් බෑ බං. adrenaline එක කරන්න පුළුවන් ලොකුම දේ උන්ට කට් කරන එක ඉතින් ඒක.
Discussing it. Once we got into the buys, once we got into the real meat of it, where the hell have Heretics been? We know they're good. I don't need to say it. I think all of us at home know that they are a great team. Incredible individuals. They've been in finals. They've made it that far. Didn't quite get to touch that trophy. And again, that elusive victory might evade them once more. And you can't discredit what Sentinels do. People have doubted them every step of the way here. Coming into this, I
මේකෙන් ගෙවුවොත් තව ස්ට්‍රීම් තව මැච්චක් බලන්න ඕනේ නේද?
Jeez, they have absolutely run
වෙලාව විතර නෑ අටක් කරගෙන.
උඹේ data තේතර.
They've destroyed anyone who stood in their path. It's time to respect them. It doesn't matter who they are or how they're performing. On the day, they turn the hell up. I don't know what Heretics are meant to do. I genuinely don't. This is the X factor. This is those unknown moments where you can't contain them. They've got ults though, Josh. They've got a buy here. What the hell does Heretics do?
There's chances. Look, this half could end up 6-6, and that's respectable, right? But right now, Team Heretics, they're
comeback කරන්න පුළුවන් හැබැයි
they back off and let
දෙන්න
Sentinels
පුළුවන් මේක attack කරද්දී අර මොනා
Are we
කරන්නේ
going to see a
Sentinels ලා attack කරද්දී මොනා කරන්නේ
It's already here. They just doubled down on the aggression, trying to face Heretics, crush them under their heel. This time though, they stand, and they stand tall. Ults to work with.
දැන් ෆ්ලෑෂ් නෑ
And if Sentinels stick around on the side too long, they could get punished because of that. Oh, the aggress from Zekken, I told you, they don't respect you. You got to bring them to heel. Zelsis is leaning forward. Heretics this time defending themselves. Zelsis takes away mini movements, all Heretics thus far. This is better. The best look we've seen from them as to date.
Life still in them. A 4 versus 2. I've seen Sentinels win war like harder rounds to close out. So, but Spike being planted, front generator. This is going to allow them to play this actual safe fall back, play this post plan. But Heretics not knowing where they want to play. Do they want to play up? Do they want to play back? Sitting in maze, ready to strike on a timing. Wait for that wall to drop and do a triple peek, but here comes the molly. It's going to stall a little bit.
Not going to get it this time.
playing safe
Trying to double down on the aggression, really offset, getting the heads of Heretics. I like that. This time though, Heretics keep themselves secure. Safety. And you said it. 6-6 is a respectable scoreline. It can be achieved. There's nothing stopping them there. And they kept 4 alive. They kept some of these ults. This is a really
බොඩ එක play safe play කරේව
Especially if they're able to pick up that second half pistol, there's suddenly a game on our hands, especially if it does end in a 6-6 or 7-5 scoreline here. So Team Heretics got to stay in the game mentally. And Sentinels, off the back of that Heretics timeout, decides, okay, you know what? They're probably going to call an elaborate play. Let's just walk up, try to fight them. We've been
හොඳට මේ audience එකේ seat එකට කීයද දන්නේ නැහැ නේ price
පිටරට ඉඳන් එනවා කියන්නේ හිතපන්කෝ
want to be able to close this out. Well,
ඒ ටිකට්
ටිකට් ආවම කොච්චරක් දන්නේ
sitting on that boiler, 10, sitting on that boiler, waiting for that molly to come into play to try
ඕවා මේ ගන්න අමාරු ඇති බෑ ලේසි නැටුව ඒක
deny that molly.
ඉච්චර ඩිල්ලුවක් ඇති ඕන
The molly gets thrown.
හැබැයි seats ගොඩ තිබ්බනේ empty
How
seats
this first going to go down. This is going to cause pressure. Sentinels last time they went back.
වැඩේ ගන්න දැන් ලොකු ටීම් දෙයක් නම් ප්ලේ කරන්නේ දෙපැත්තෙන් වෙනවනේ බෑ හෙනටික්ස් ලාට ලොකු මහ ලොකු ෆ්‍රේම් බේස් එකක් නැතුව ඇති සමහරවිට ප්ලේ කරපු වලට ෆෑන් බේස් එක දෙන්නේ නැහැ සෙන්ටිනල්ස් ලා content creation පැත්තෙනුත් ගේමක් ගහගෙන දෙන්නේ
Zelsis just fills the position at middle that the turret is holding.
Yes.
And now you got to try and break through against 3. They're not going to respect you this time. They're still going to stand. They're still going to hold their ground. Do they back away because of the ult potentially, or do they double down?
This Thrash, if he gets it perfect at maze and catches Zekken, there's a chance. But right now, it's another 3.5 player stack on this A site for Sentinels. Team Heretics hasn't been able to break through like this before.
Oh, but Zekken still standing, still dangerous. He's been caught this time, detained. Zelsis gets mini boot. What? How the hell did that happen? Lockdown's in play.
Viper's Pit, maybe?
25 seconds here. What's the game plan? Trying to get a quick plant? Boo? You gonna sacrifice yourself for this? There's 15 seconds. Look at Tenz's position. Tenz is still here though.
Wait.
Oh, ayyo.
Scares the life out of them. 5 seconds pretty soon. Boo is still trying. But the time. How close was that? It's in, and that's all that matters. There's now a 1v3 as Boo just pulled off the most outrageous play. That was something that could haunt them here. And Zelsis might undo it all. That's 1. Needs 2 more. Benji down low. They're together.
Oh, nice හැබැයි. දෙන්නම යනවා තා චුට්ටෙන්ම.
But it wasn't. Heretics stay alive. Clutching onto this game, clawing back into this game.
අලු 6-6 වෙයි වගේ නේද?
සින්නත් දෙන්න අයියෝ යාලා. තාමත් බලන්න වේද බා.
He's the Ingame bleeder. You don't look to him to have these standout performances. You look to Benji, you look to Reams and Woot. But Boo, when his team can't find anything, he is the one that steps up. He is the one that has these big confidence plays. That was so risky, and it could have been so devastating for them. But instead, It's one of those high-risk, high-reward plays you need to do.
FBಗೆ chat ಗೆ ಕಳ್ಸ್ತಾರೆ ಇನ್ನವದ.
The tempo change.
He was on the hunt from the get-go, seeing John QT vulnerability.
TSලතන ඇග්‍රෙසිව් වුණා ගහන්න පුළුවන් ඒ ගොඩක් කළා.
Pace change is divine.
නෑ දැන් උන්ට ඉවසලා ගහන්න තියෙන නැත්නම් ඉන්නව.
Popping the ult, still has the operator as well.
මේ සෙන්ටිනල්ස්ලා මොඩේ දිහට මේව කරලා රෂ් කරනවා.
Outside part of the map, or you have to go into the alarm bot. The
confidence තෝරනට වැඩි වෙනවා ෆක් වෙනවා.
Going for those random spam shots. We've seen him line them up before, but he's popped his blade storm. They're going for the defuse.
Rattling off that 338 as Zelsis is trying to take a step forward. He finds a target and it's going to drop. And now suddenly they're in danger. Liam still has the ult. He might need to invest it sooner rather than later. And now there's problems. Attack on two maybe. Is that going to be enough to secure the kill? It is. But down to the same problems again. No. Heartbreak in the same fashion.
මං ඉතින් ගියා කියලා.
ගියා කියලාවත් ඉතින්.
This is one of those issues where when you're on that stage, you have the crowd going. You have all the comms, the chatter, the freaking out because you just got flanked in your Viper's pit.
අනේ හෙන්ඩිනස් මේකට ආපහු තව එකක් බලන්න අපේ.
And if it stops them from getting it to happen.
කනර ඉන්නවද මේකේ?
chat එකේ ඉන්නවා.
ආද යා නැහැ කිව්වනේ.
මොහේ වගේ?
මම කර කිව්වනේ ඊයර.
They could have kept so much pressure on Sentinels, but instead they peel off and Sentinels finds their way in again.
But it's glimmers, it's chances, it's the finest margins. But again, we were looking at the scoreline being close. Can they pick themselves up again? The Heretics have that in them, that grit to go again after being broken so beautifully by Sentinels.
It was an instant 5 versus 4 ultimates used. Can they make enough pressure here at A to make Zekin budge? Can they find that opening pick again? But even if they do, they can't convert it. Sentinels has been winning every retake, basically.
Pressure.
Still,
set
up forward towards A. The retake on B, they have that Hunter's Fury as well if they need it.
How are they going to read this one, though?
Here comes the walk-in.
Timing now, Zekin waited. Double swing on it. He's lucky to be alive here.
The reaction from Sentinels, they weren't sure if they wanted to commit to the rotate or not. They're kind of in the middle of pivoting between the two sites, knowing that, hey, this seems like it's just a ruse. It's going to be back to A. They're in the position. Tense still has a flash, and we've seen him in this position flying out.
30 seconds left.
If this isn't an indication that Heretics is committing here, I don't know what is.
20 seconds now. Denial on the side, it's getting down to the wire. 18 seconds. You're looking for the plant now. Counter Hunter's Fury, we're going to be seeing 13 seconds. Boo going to find the brain of tens, but still the plant going to come into play. Zelsis steps forward, loses his life. They're clawing into this one. Heretics showing what they can. These plants are so close. Bloody hell, they are looking good here though.
How to
in
make
the final moments, Heretics hold on.
Gabang!
Is all they
Gabang!
get. Gives them a chance, Josh. It's so
Gabang!
but maybe, just maybe, it could be enough.
Gabang!
Mistakes from Team Heretics.
Gabayo!
They need to start with that pistol. Sentinels has been looking so good in so many instances, but a few big plays from Team Heretics is helping them stay in the game.
Yeah, this is game on here. There's a chance.
Let's go back, boys.
This is what it's about, those finest of margins. But still, we get to hear from some of my favorite people that there are. Petra and Amy from G2 are standing by with Jen to give us their thoughts.
Finally, make him the
Hi guys, Jen Lee here. I'm standing here with G2 Ghosts, Petra and Amy.
Count them, man.
අඩු පෙට්ට ලස්සනයි මං හිතුවේ G2 මිමි ලස්සනයි කියලා හිටියේ. එයා එච්චර ලස්සන නෑ.
먼저 G2가 사실 미국 회사긴 한데 G2 고즈는
네, count them, man.
뭔지 물어보도록 할게요. So guys, it's a little bit
Hi,
confusing.
Sachin.
G2 goes in. You guys are part of both regions, Americas and also EMEA. So who are you guys rooting for today?
For EMEA, actually, Heretics. Yeah.
Heretics를 응원한다고 합니다. You too, Amy, right?
Yeah. Even though I love Sentinels, I need to support my EU brothers.
센티널스를 좋아하기는 하지만 그래도 헤리틱스를 응원하러 왔다고 얘기를 하는데요. 그러면은 응원의 한마디도 부탁해 보도록 할게요. So any fighting words for Sentinel? I mean Heretics. You know they need your good energy.
Yeah. I mean they need to step up their game and comebacks can happen all the time. So go Heretics.
조금 더 열심히 해줬으면 좋겠지만 그래도 역전을 충분히 할 수 있을 것 같아서 헤리틱스가 힘내라고 얘기를 해줬는데요. Do we see a potential comeback happening? 역전할 수 있을지 에이미님한테 또 물어볼게요.
If they keep up their energy, they for sure can do it.
계속해서 좋은 기운을 한번 가져갈 수 있다면 충분히 역전할 수 있다고 얘기를 했습니다. 그러면 또 에이미님한테도 헤레틱스에게 한마디 부탁해 보도록 할게요. So any message over to the Heretics bros?
Sorry, what?
Any message over to the Heretics players?
You got this. Keep up the energy. Let's go.
열심히 해주시고 화이팅이라고 얘기를 했습니다. Thank you, Petra and Amy. 네, 이렇게 해서 페트라.
හැබැයි මේ පෙට්‍රා පොඩ්ඩක් වයස පාටක් තියෙනවා. එහෙම සීන් එකක් තියෙනවා. ටක් වයසයි වගේ පේනවා.
G2 Petra.
සර්ච් කරන්න දේවල් තියෙනවා දැන්.
31 years.
හරිනේ ඉතින් බම්ම. හරිනේ.
G2 Mimi.
කෙල්ලෙක්ගේ අවුරුදු 30ට විතර ගියාම වයස පේනවද?
The series, we looked at that map pick of Icebox from Team Heretics, a head scratcher.
And
They haven't. You think they've cooked up something new with game plan? They haven't. They've been looking shaky individually, not closing out the rounds that they should be. Mini Boo trying to find that early contact. He doesn't get punished. But a 3-stack on Maze, a fourth player coming in.
අනේ හෙන්ටිනස් ලා ගහපන් දෙයියෝ මේක.
Second away, takes him down to 20, and they got to respect that. But they double down. Sentinel singular in approach almost here. Held back currently towards Maze at 410. Nice from Woot. Big opportunity now. This is getting scrappy, getting a bit messy. And Zelsus, I told you that classic has something in it.
No way.
No! Mini Boo,
Bro.
not that. Not like this. And look at the HP on them, Josh. They're barely breathing, but they're still alive. Riens, that could have been heaven sent.
Drunk UT down to 11.
Hell, this is just taking lumps out of each other.
3 versus 3. The round slows down. Killjoy down for the defense. That's going to cause some pressure, some strain. Team Heretics, though,
hello.
moving together. They're reading this really well. They know exactly where Sentinels wants to go here.
Yeah, there was no finesse to the start of it, but maybe the end could be a little bit clearer.
Look at that Viper wall for the attack side. It's on that. They have nothing to
බලන්න මැච් එක තාම යනවා.
their guns. They need to move in so
ආ මම නම් බලන්න ගමන් ලිවියතන ලගේ බැලුවා.
One shot, he goes down. Zelsus, 2 for him.
දෙන්න ලගේ බලන්න බැලුවා.
Drifting away, but maybe not. Maybe just the
සෙල්ලා හෙවන්න එකේ ඇරියානේ මුන්ට. මුන් දොරු මැප් එකව.
He's given them the hope.
හෙවන්න එක
And Sussy has to go.
අරුන් තේරෙ.
And he's actually been given it.
උන් ඒක ඩොමිනන්ට් කියලා කියන්නේ ඉතින් කට්ටිය. කවුද මේ?
ඔව් කලින් ඉඳන්ම එහෙමනේ බා උන්ගේ මැප් එකනේ කලින්.
හෙරිටික්ස් ලගේ.
නෑ නෑ.
නෑ හෙරිටික්ස් ලගට මේක ඩොමිනන්ට් කියලා කියන්නේ බං කට්ටිය. මේ මැප් එක.
ඒකට කලින් මෙයාලා ඔක්කොම ගත්තේ මේකට.
දැන් උන්ගේ මැප් උන් වෙනස් කරානේ උන්ගේ මැප් එකනේ.
ඔව් මගේ කලින් ටෝනමන්ට්ස් වලදී කියලා සෙන්ලා මේකනේ.
මේ OG මැප් වල මුන්ට ඉතින් මේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් වැඩිනේ බං අනික. අර ඇබිස් එකට යන්න නැතෝ මේකෙන්ම වැඩේ දුන්නා නම් හරි බං. ඇබිස් එකේ තමා බං
ඇබිස් ගොඩක් කට්ටිය එලිමිනේෂන් වලට දුන්නා ඇබිස් එක තර්ඩ් එකට.
නෑදී ඒක දෙනවා බං. ඒක උන් ප්‍රොමෝට් කරන සීන් එකක් තියෙන්නේ අලුත් මැප් එකනේ.
අද ඇස්පස් නම් වැඩි ගොඩක් හක්කුණා නේ ඇස්පස්.
Go for stopping that plant. If Saucy wasn't committing to it, gets the kill on Boo, gets the plant, he has a 1-on-2.
Okay. Just classics.
මේ ඩීජීලා මේ චැම්පියන්ෂිප් එක ගන්න සීන් එකක් තියෙන්නේ මේ විදියට බං.
Little bit risky, but
ඒක ඒ මොකක්ද උනේ ලෙවිදොන් ලගේ මැච් එක කවුද ඉන්නේ?
ඊඩීජීලා.
ඊඩීජීලා දින්නේ සිරා.
ඔව්.
ඒක තමයි ඇස්පස් එහෙම පොඩ්ඩක් මේ අත ප්ලේ කරේ නැහැ හරියට.
ප්ලේ කරේ නැත්තේත් නෑ බං උන් ගැහුවා උන්ගේ මේකට උන් ගැහුවා බං මේ චයිනීස් එක. ඔව් උගේ පර්ෆෝමන්ස් ඌ පොඩ්ඩක් මේ මුන් අරිනවනේ බං. ඒ කියන්නේ තව පැයක් විතර ලයිව් එකද යන් ඉන්නේ නෝ කියන්නේ.
ඔව් තව පැයකට වැඩි තියෙනනේ.
නෑ මං කියන්නේ මේ මැච් එක ඉවරනට පස්සේ තව පැය.
මේ මැච් එක ඉවරනට පස්සේ.
7 is the scoreline off the back of that pistol. Yes, they have.
ඕ මේ බූ ගහන ගහිල්ලා.
උබන් මුන් මේක නම් බා ඇටැකින් නෙවෙයි ඩිෆෙන්ඩින් මැප් එකක්ද මන්ද බං මේක නම් තනි කර.
That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote.
They get this bonus round going.
අයියෝ සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් මල්ලි කියලා මෙසේජ් එකක්.
Right now,
Oh.
you were thinking let's go B. Guess what?
I'm
He's
gonna-
been having performances. I think you
සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක්.
Ooh, did he recall it? Nice. Yeah.
20-second cooldown.
Perfect. So you have to keep a little bit of an eye on it, but at least there's a chance. But it looks like the hits
Video call එකත් ගන්නවා පොර වැරදි ලැබුණා.
නෑ වැරදිලා නෙමෙයි.
High Dizzy and Mini Boo on the reclear. Beautiful.
උංග රේප් කරනවාද?
Oh, and mushed on the what? How did John QC's having a nightmare this
he's
map,
like 1 in 12 right now.
Yeah, he's having a rough go of things, and we know what he's like. We know what he can do, but this hasn't been hitting for him, at least in this map. Zelsis, Sassy, and Tens left wanting here, barely making it past Maze at all, barely making it towards sight.
Who keeping them contained in here. The can of sardines, he's got them in the back lines, garage jump spotting. Team Heretic stacked on the back of the site here, but Rians goes down.
Hold on.
Okay. පුළුවන් බං උඹලට.
Really nicely. Oh, he
හරි
absolutely can in unison with Benji. Beautifully timed.
Heretic is
එනම් push.
bonus round එනේ මම දන්නේ third map එකටත් ඒ දැන්. third එක යනවා.
දෙකරන ඔයා මේක ගැව්වා නම් මට උදිය ගන්න දෙන්න පරිය.
Heretics වලට එහෙම ගහන්න පුළුවන්ද Heretics?
යන්න බෑනේ මම.
third map එකට යනවා කියන්නේ send එකක් දෙන්න.
ඔය ඒක තමයි third එකට යනවා. Sure.
Right now Sentinels
අනිවාර්යෙන් යනවා.
අය යන්න ඉන්නේ නැත්තම තියෙන්නේ බෑ මේ හරිනවා.
13ට කොහොමද ගැහුවේ අර අච්චර අඩුවට ගැහුවේ කොහොමද ඊළඟ බෙලේ send ලා.
for them and what's not been working for us. Well, John QT, I haven't really seen him have any impact.
මේ අමුතු කම් කියන්නේ උන් අරින්න ගත්ත බං සෙන්ටිනස්ලා අර මැප් එකේ උන්ට හොඳට.
He is able to close out rounds. But
බලා ගන්න බැරුණානේ ඒක.
Tens is just in their faces.
කද්ද බං අර මේ හෙව්ඩ තියෙන මාළුවෙක්ද?
John QT is not even needed there. So maybe he hasn't had a chance to warm up, but he's going into this game. He's taking these weird fights from Snowman in a man advantage situation. He's losing his duels. He keeps going for them. Very sloppy work.
මන් නම් මචං කොහොම ඉන්නකම රෙඩ් බුල් එකක් ගහනවා බං ඔය පේන්න තියෙන්නේ ගහන්නනේ බං.
How their game plans are, where they're going, the tempo and everything.
අපි වගේ උන් ඕකට යන්න දින්න හොඳයි.
Zels is another very vocal player. He's doing really well right now on Killjoy. He's got 17 kills already. He's got a pretty good read of what's going on.
බලමු සෙන්ටිනස්ලා කලිනුත් මේකේ
Maybe
ඔය කම්බැක් කරේ.
them to chime in with a little bit of input of what you need to do to get through this. Tens picking up that. I think that's a Marshall, but still just as deadly as an outlaw sometimes.
Yeah, looking to scout things out. Benji, please.
He's toying with them a little bit.
He's not, maybe not in this round. Maybe we just chill.
These are the dangerous rounds. When
These are-
you
yeah, these
highlight
are the
Sentinels,
ones. Yeah,
this is the round that you don't want to lose. This happened on Haven as well.
Yep. This is when you play it by the book. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You cross the T's, you dot the
your
I's.
I's, yep.
You're going through every protocol because there's certain teams that have such high potential for these rounds. I mean, even statistically. So I get a little scared. Senna's certainly one of those.
KW KW.
Understands Heretics are no.
ඒ මේ මට දැන් ගියා නම් ටක් ගාලා එන්න නාගෙනාව නම් හැබැයි මේ ඊළඟ මැච් එක මුලින් නම් බලන්න පුළුවන් නේ. බෑනේ මම එක එක හරි ටක බලන ගහගෙන ගහගෙන සෙන්නරි ගායේ ඉවරුනොත්
එහෙම ගහගෙන ගියා ඈ කලිනුත් ටෙන්ස් ඇරියා නිට් මැච් එකේ බං මාර ගෑයිලි ගෝගයක් ගැහුවේ බං.
ඉවරයිනේ මචං. එයි මේ ආයි පටන් ගන්න.
ටෙන්ස් ගහනවා බං ඌ ෆෝම් වුණාම ගාගෙන යනවා බං. එක දෙක
තරම් කවුරුත් නෑ බං.
ඔව් ප්‍රයිම් එකේ නැති ඌ ප්‍රයිම් එකේ නැතුවත් ඔහොම ගහනවා කියන්නේ හිතපන්කෝ ඉතින්.
ඔගේ ප්‍රයිම් එකේ වෙන හම්බල් ඩයිල් නේ.
ඔව් ඌ වැඩි දැඟලුවේ නෑ බං. ඒකයි ඌට එච්චර හේටර්ස්ලා මහලුකුවට නැත්තේ.
උඩ එකම දේ බං පුළුවන් දේ hina වෙන එක විතරක. කතා කරන්නවත් නෑ නේ.
එහෙම උන් තමයි ඩේන්ජරස් බං දන්නවද?
And now I'm looking to see if that lockdown is in play. No,
සමහරලාට හිතා ගන්න බෑ කො මුළු ක්‍රවුඩ් එකත් එක කෑ ගන්න මු hina වෙනවා.
Zelsis is your danger man. Does he switch that rifle out? He does. Zekken with the armor. With a full HP, high Dizzy and suddenly
මේ ජෝ මේ සෙලිසිසුයි ජොයින් කීටුයි මේ මම ඕන් නැති මේ අනවශ්‍ය මේ රිස්ක් ගන්නවා බං සමහර ලාවට.
ඔව් සෙලිසියස්.
හරියට හරිනේ. හරියට හරි.
නෑ ජෝන් කියුටි නම් පොඩ්ඩක් තියනවා කියන්න.
පණ්ඩිත වැඩ කරන්න යනවා බං සමහර තැන්වලදී.
Finding that gap when Rians was on the drone.
ජෝන් කියුටි නේ
Dodging
අයිජිය.
it, taking him out, getting that phantom. And it's again, those are the
නෑ රිස්ක් එක ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක බං අරගෙන ෆක් කරගන්න
ජෝන්
ඕනේ.
කියුටි එකේ තියෙනවා තියෙන්නේ කියන්නේ. ඔක හැමෝම දන්නවා ජෝන් කියුටි ෆෑස්ට් ටෝක් කරොත් එහෙම පොඩ්ඩක් රකවයිනවා.
And Sentinels runs with these rounds. We talked about John QT.
Welcome back to
He was
me.
at
I
1
was,
kill.
a bit late.
3 kills on that round. Take him to 4. Sentinels. Oh man, that is a must round.
That could be the swing. Will that be the one? We're still all even. How is that mental for Heretics now, though? This is when it brings it into question. When they feel that pressure, when you make mistakes. Sentinels.
අඩෝ හිතපන්කෝ මේ ප්‍රෝ ප්ලේයර් කෙනෙක් කව කිසිම ස්කින් එකක් නැතුව. උට දෙයිනේ බං ස්කින්ස්. ගනින් කියලා.
Even spread so much faith on Woot on this
ෆෝර්ට්නයිට් එකේ ඉස්සර කෙනෙක් හිටියා බං මේ
trying to come into play here.
ඌ කැමති නෑ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඌගේ සීන් එක ඌ මේ ස්කින්ස් මොකුත් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ ඌගේ account එකේ නෑ බං. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ ඉවෙන්ට්ස් වලින් හම්බෙන ෆ්‍රී ඒවාවත් නෑ. උට බං කරේ එපික් එකෙන් නිකන් දුන්නා බං ස්කින්ස් උට එකට හෙනට අවුල් ගියාව. උට එහෙම ඕනේ නෑ කියද්දි බලෙන් දුන්න එකට.
Post this actually, one towards Snowman and kind of back towards middle. That's going to be Benji noted, but that's fine. That's not the end of the world. Miniboo going to be held back as well. John QT taking a chunk of damage here, but he takes one.
Nice dive!
John QT coming alive when they needed him, but middle's getting one out by Heretics. And now John QT is
පාක් කරගන්න එපා.
strikes back, and now a 2v3.
Don't fumble this shit.
Second though, some heavy hitters still here. They pop the ult on this one. Boo wants to try and keep this at least in their favor. So Second gets curious, takes a glance, and didn't see Benji. Second now spamming as Benji to find Zelsis. Second still stands and time is ticking. They got to get a move on. Second, can he connect it?
කොහෙද හුත්තොද යන්නේ?
He's done so well. The time though is there. Defuse is there. And Heretics take the lead.
Close round. Both teams giving it their all, and I swear you mentioned
Aduh,
his name
අපරාධනේ.
once, and he's just like, what? Did someone call my name?
ඌ කොහෙද බලහන්කෝ තිබ්බේ? අයි බං උන්ගේ ටීම් එකේ කවුරුත් එක මාක් කරේ නැත්තේ? ස්පයික් එක?
හෙලෝ හෙලෝ මේ අපේ හෝමාගම කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවද බං?
හෝමාගමට කිට්ටුව මේ ඈ?
කවුද?
ඉන්න රෙසෙනු ඉන්න.
රෙසෙනු නෙමෙයි ෆෝසෆයි ගහන අපේ කවුරුත් නැහැ.
හෝමාගම
මේ කවුද මෙයා ඉන්නේ? නවීන්?
යකෝ ක්‍රැක් එකක් ගන්නද උඹට ඕනේ? ක්‍රැක් ගන්න නෑ බං අපේ උන්. යකෝ
නවිය ඉන්න.
නවිය ළඟ නෑ
Down early here. This is not the round to go aggro, not off the back of a win, not when your teammates have $0, 100 on Boo. Right now, just split apart. Team Heretics, they switch up.
නවිය ඉන්න අනුරයා ඉන්නවා යකෝ උන් දෙන්න එක ළඟ ඉන්නේ.
That Viper's pin on John QT though, I look to that. If he gets in their faces, pops that towards screens, doesn't enable Team Heretics the ability to even get out the choke point. What do you do?
බලහන් අර අරක ත්‍රෝ අයි බං ඒ ටීම් එකේ එක එකත් ඒ ස්පයික් එක මාක් කරේ නැත්තේ? එන රුකී මිස්ටේක්ස් බං ඕවා.
Doing the dance, trying to find him. It looks like a 2v1 right now, but Benji's the one to catch him. But Zelsis on top of the site. The lockdown, you got to evacuate quickly. You got to respect it. And Benji going to backfill the space. Puts his body on the line now. Yeah, he's creeping towards Maze. But Tense knows this. But does he know who he's up against? Benji Fishy could have closed it down, but it's a 1v1. Boo's been the backbone, but Zelsis.
ඇයි බං මෝඩේ මේ මන්ද බං මුන්න. ඇයි බං මේ අපි කරන මෝඩ වැටුම් කරන්නේ?
Now he knows Boo gonna just slip away. Try and play the timing a touch. 5 bullets to play with.
He's got that Viper's Molly as well, waiting for that tap. He's been so big for these guys before, but Zelsis at the top of the...
He's hunting. 5 bullets. He's hunting. He's looking. And
Shit!
he's got him in time. Boo!
Shit!
Off the back of
යකෝ රීලෝඩ් කළා තිබ්බ නම් ගහලා
That's exactly what Heretics needed.
4 versus
හරි
5
third match එකක් යනවා.
Team Heretics Benji in a 2 versus 4 reaggresses into Maze and lines them up and stops them all over right there. That's 4 kill, almost
Fucking
with that ace as well.
noobs.
Those moments.
These rounds are so
ඇයි යකෝ මේ රුකී මිස්ටේක්ස් බං මුන් කරන්නේ?
and an outlaw
එන
from Rian's realizing the economy situation from
වැඩක් නැහැ.
Zekin also Blade Storm.
අච්චර එකට වැදුනහම තුන් හතර දෙනා එකට පීක් කරනවාද කියනකො
First time we felt that pendulum really start to
කොහොම
swing here.
කියන්නේ
But as you said, this can be any
කොම්ප්
situation.
නෙවෙයිනේ බම් මෙයා
Still doable. The caliber between these two teams is on.
අනි එහා පැත්තේ ඉන්නේ උන්ට ඉක්වල් වෙන ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා
The opening approach here.
ඉක්වල් නොවන ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල් ප්ලේයර්ස්
Talked about how good they are with those audibles, with those adaptations on the fly.
bro මේක ගැහුවේ නැත්තම් නම් බඩුව
They're not showing us anything new. They're not really using middle that often. They're not even breaking that turret or alarm bot. Benji stealing that space again. So Sentinels, all this work and effort to steal this space, to pressure Team Heretics to use that drone to reclear things. But Team Heretics, they don't even need a budge. Benji off that sound cue, off A site, B site. Oh, hey, you guys are split. Cool. I'm gonna go take out your turret, create some more pressure on you guys. And here, Sentinels, they're regrouping right now, all of them together. They're leaving Zelsis in mid for that late flank. But will they clear Miniboo? He's just on the edge here, so he can dodge a knife here and then get back behind yellow.
Let's see.
It's a flash, flash and dash.
Yeah, flash. 30 seconds left. No dash on the follow-up. Miniboo's still here, and Boo's gonna find Zekin. Oh wait, they're falling. What is going on here? Miniboo, the surprise of their life, and Benji pulls him into the blender. Zelsis makes his appearance, but he's got an uphill struggle. A 2v4, and Tens can do nothing. Oh, give it to him. Give it to him.
10 seconds left.
He's waving. He's waving.
You know
Disrespect.
If you give it like that, you got to take it as well. Zelsis has always been the player up. He's always the one giving it large.
That is
and now
true.
there's a timeout.
A must-needed timeout as well.
30 seconds left.
Looking at down by 3 Heretics. This is a very close scoreline to what we saw in the last game as well. And keeping in mind, Sentinels won both pistols in that last
මල්ලි මොනවද කරන්නේ මල්ලි මොනවද කරන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් මොලේ වල්පඩා කරන්න
but still they
මල්ලි
how good they are at making these adaptations, figuring out where the enemy is, manipulating their positioning on the defense. Right now, Team Heretics is in full control. As soon as Sentinel shows their hand, Benji disrupts it at middle, and then that bait and switch setup with Big Bro, Little Bro, it was so good. I was wondering, like, wait, they don't know you're here, and you're using your wall and everything. They still come out on top of the situation. But still, Sentinel.
මේ සනුරල ගෙවල් කොහෙද තියෙන හරියට?
Timeout from the coach. Maybe he gets involved. Maybe he tells them.
නෑ කොට්ටාවේද?
They're just locking it down 2-1-2.
ඉතින් කොට්ටාවේ තමයි අරුත් ඉන්නේ
Control of this. We asked at the
නවියත්
half,
වෙන්නේ
how
කොට්ටාවේ.
badly do they want it? They clawed back some key rounds from that first half to give them
අනුරය
a
ළඟ
lifeline.
තමයි ඉතින් බෝසක් ක්‍රැක්
And that's all
නෑ
they needed. A chance given, a moment. They took it with both hands. Tournament life is on the line here. There is no going after this. You don't win, you go home. That's it. And for Heretics, it came down to this map to try and stay alive. Sen could have closed out in 2, but we're not there yet. 8-11. Heretics do have the upper hand, but a timeout comes. Does it answer their problems? Does it find solutions? They're trying to isolate Boo at the start here. He's not going down though. He's playing a really balanced game. Oh, Zekin though. Still wanting to follow up. And he's got support.
Waiting for that flash. He's going to activate his dash with that flash. Try to punish Woot there behind that yellow. The 3-man stack though. Does one play anti? Anticipating. They have the read again.
Flash, dash, we're away. No one playing anti, and the body's going to try. Whoa. Something went wrong. Something went wrong mechanically on that one. Mouse problem, don't know. That's
not happy about whatever
that's horrific. That could be a mental breaker too. We'll come
අර
back to
බලවන් මුන්ට කැඩිච්ච මයික් දීලා අඩෝ රයට්
Zelsis could still give them the golden path here to go ahead. He's got help as well.
මයික් නෙවෙයි mouse.
mouse.
Benji on the verge. Big pickup. Benji's starting to find his footing here. A quiet
Ado.
until now. We saw him pick up that 4, almost 5 earlier on. And 10 strong
Nagapang.
safety. He's
Hari.
There's no one coming.
Oh, nice.
Be the one. No.
Nice.
It's all on John QT.
nice.
In a 1v3. And he's dealt with it. 12 for Heretics.
තුන්වෙනි මැච් එකක් බලන්න පුළුවන් අපිට. හරි ජනීපයි.
We'll see.
පැය 3ක් ස්ට්‍රීම් එක මචං ඔන්න.
This click, I don't know if he fell off. It went off the mouse pad. Something. It felt like so many.
I've had that happen to a teammate. They swiped so much that it went off the mouse pad. I've seen sensors.
ඉබම් මගේ මවුස් කැඩලා
ඒක තමා බම් මේ අරෝගේ මවුස් එක ගන්න දුවියාව
කම්ප්ලේන්ට් කරන්නත් බෑනේ උන්ගේ මවුස් නේ දෙන්නේ උන්ගේ නාම
සාවන්ගේ පර්සනල් එක
ඔන්න උන් දුන්නේ ගන්නම් පුළුවන්ම උන් දුන්නේ ගත්ත උනත් ඉතින් මොකොත් මොනා කරන්නේ නැහැ මන් දන්නේ කියලා
නෑ නෑ ටෙක්නිකල් පෝස් එකක් තියෙනවා ටෙක්නිකල් ටයිම් අවුට් එක ඔය සමහර ගොඩක් ඒවා නැති ඒවාට ගත්තද ටෙක්නිකල් ටයිම් අවුට් එක ඒක ගත්තද bro
And again, another 3-man stack here on that B site for Team Heretics. Another good
technical time out එක දෙනවනේ මම මේක මොනවා හරි
Hunter's Fury in play if they need it for that retake.
Looking at Ten's result as well, though. That's huge.
Seriously, මොකක්ද දන්නේ නැහැ මොකද
Yeah, now that ready. Kind of a
Ten's ගේ මවුස්
really start and end.
දීලොර ඩෝංගල Ten's ගේ මුන්ට
Start the round now.
මවුස්
Look at the utility. This sets John QT up. This could be massive. Benji spotted it! That could be so much. That could be near on everything. Tens goes down as well. It's falling for Sentinels. That lifeline, that grit, that determination we asked for, but the Reds comes in. He's back on his feet. A 5v4. It ain't over yet. Zekken on the site has to play this smart. Benji with the lockdown. Tens, he's not moving. He's not moving though. He's still standing. They're still fighting. Zekken trying to back away here. He has to respect this to an extent. Woot trying to play forward. We're going to have Hunter's Fury lockdown destroyed. And now we've got the pressure building here. How much is left in the tank for Sentinels? That's how much. Zekken still going. Sassy taking them away. And down is Don Zels. It's on Zekken here. And it's all on Boo on the other side. Maybe 9 is calling Sentinels his name, as Boo knows he's out of time, and he's not running away from that.
Nice!
Will the round end before the spike explodes? They save their guns, okay.
Yep, big.
Keep them into this next round.
හරි හරි මේක ගහන්න බෑ මුන්ට
ගහන්න බෑ ගහන්න බෑ යෝ බලපංකෝ අබිස් එකේ මැච් එකක් බලන්න වෙනවනේ
Right. But so far so many rounds, Team Heretics is finding that first kill and converting it. And even the rounds that they haven't, when Miniboo died on that garage push, pushing
comeback starts here, whether it's this map or the next.
Converted. Zekken looks like mentally he's rebound from whatever happened.
Yeah. That shows a great deal of wherewithal, even for a young player like him.
Good info for Team Sentinels. I wonder if Team Heretics uses that to kind of get in front of where Sentinels is going to go next. Change the setup.
Curious, isn't it? Do they then expect it to be this fast BP, so they even though layer ahead of that? Who knows? For now, what we can see is that Boo's already expecting this to an extent, sitting deeper by Snowman, sitting a little further back. But still, they've conditioned them to have to clear yellow like this. They have to invest, show their hand early.
Securing that Snowman control, making it easy for the rest of his team to be able to come through middle, through kitchen, through that hallway, and come in for this retake. But we see this. Sentinel still hasn't even broached the site yet. But it's a 5v5 right here. Benji listening for the callback. Zelsis versus Benji.
The Zelsis clear. The crowd. It didn't give away the game, and Benji rewarded. Takes away Zelsis, and the pressure starting to mount. Heretics holding on here. Eyeing up that third map. You can imagine it might be John QT, Sassy, Tens. If they stand, I'm not going to call it done just yet, but Heretics have done everything we asked of them. They've walked the path. They've walked this game back from the brink, back from disaster. And now 2 more bodies to drop. Sassy and John QT in their way of opening up that third map to keep hope alive here for the Heretics side. Desperate to find fair fight, you're not going to get them. John QT has to face the music. Has to wait for map.
ඔව් බහුව හරියට කිල්ල ගාද්දි ෆිනිෂ් කරලා දානවා
හැමදාම මම හැමට උණුන් ටීම මමයි
Team Heretics delivering the goods. They pick Icebox. The worst
අබිස් එකට ගියා නේ
they come back into this
ගියා දැන් 12යි
we haven't seen the side of them getting in their faces.
Heretics එක තමයි ලේසි නෑ Heretics එක
නෑ බං Sentinelsලා හෙන්න rookie mistakes කරා බං මේ අපි කරන මම මං කරන જાතිය mistakes වෙනවා බං උන් අතෙන්
වාද රේඩියන්
අරලවා යකෝ උන්ගේ අපේ ඒ වගේ mistakes තියෙන්න බෑනේ බං අපේ mistakes උන්ගේ තියෙන්න බෑනේ බං හෙන්න මෝඩ decisions ගත්තා සමහර දැන් වල
මෙයාගේ මේක දාලා අලුත් ඒජන්ට් අලුත් ඒජන්ට් වීඩියෝ එක දාලා
නෑ ඇඩ් බලන්න නෑ යකෝ බලන්න ඕනේ
Red Bull gives you wings.
chat එක බලන්න ඕනලා. chat එක මන් දෙන්නම් ඔයාලට chat එක කියන්න. trash talk කරන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතන ලස්සනට
මේන එක
කියන්න
නැච්ච මොකද වන්නේ
වැඩක් නෑ වා.
නැත්ස එක දෙන්නනේ බං
අරුවන් දෙන්නනේ
දෙන්නනේ මේ ඊඩිචිලා
ඒක නෙමෙයි මේක අයිස් බොක්සේ වගේ ගහයි කියලා
මේ අරගේ ඊඩිජිට දින්නනේ දාහරි හරි මගේ ප්‍රෙඩික් කරපු මේ ටික තියෙනවා හෙ මන් දානවා සෙන්ඩ් මේක මේ පාර හෙරිටික්ස් රට දානවා ඉඳහංග
මොකේද උඹ දාන්නේ?
පරාද වේ
හරි මේ කාගේද මේ මේගොල්ලන්ගේ ඔච් පාටයක් තියෙනවානේ අමිල්ලගේ
දෙකක්
මං ඔක්කොම ටික දැම්ම ටීම් හෙරිටික්ස් රට හරිද
ඔගලන්ට එකයි පේන්නවාට මිනික
ඕනේ මට එකයි වෙන රාමීන් ගෙන චනල්ල එක විතරයි
පල්ල අතාතේ
දැම්බන් සෙල්ල තමා සෙල්ල දින්නොත් එහෙම එල කිරි සෙල්ල දිනවා සෙල්ල පැරදුනොත් එහෙම මට පොයින්ට එක තියෙනවා වෙන්
මේ ඇබිස්සක් ගහයි බා හැබැයි ටස් ලැබිස්සේ ඔතර ගහන ජෙන්සිරටත් ගැහවා ඉඩීලා ගැව මාරගහිල්ලක් කරන්න
අර කංකංකාරය වත්ද එල්ල කෝප්පේ
දානවාගේ ගහනායකෝ හැම එකම රවුන්ඩ
පලනි මැපේ ටෙන්ස් ොද්දවදරගේ හැම රවුන්්ඩගෙන කිල්තු නක්ති කියලා 3.6ද කොද කඩ
ස්පස් ඔප්පිය හිල දක දොපරට
වැදු
පොට ෆක්ඩක් පුුණනේ
දච්චර වැදුන්නට අනිත වූ කෝනස් එක් කරන්නතුව අන්තිම රවුන්්ඩගේ මොහේ යනවා සයිට්ට කරනියන් ඔහේ අතඇරල දැම්මව
අපි දමයින් සපරති
මේ අලුත් මේ ඒජන්ක මේක දාරන ට්‍රේල
ඔය පට්ට හොඳයි හෝපි වැඩී වගේ සමාන්න
ඕවිද හැම ඒජන්ට් හොමනද එනකොට
ඊට පස්සේ දාගෙන බෆ් කරනවා නර්් කරනවා බෆ්නං කරන්න ඇන ඉදල ඉදර නියෝන්න බෆ් කර
එහෙම තමයි දරගේම් එක එකසි එක කාලෙකට එහෙන ඩොමිනන්ට් ඒජන්් කෙනෙක් තියෙනගේම එහෙම තම අරගේම එක මේව කරන්න තියන්නව
ඉතනා සයෙන් ගහයි කියල මේක බා
බිස් තව පැයක් බලංගිත බංකෝ
මොකද විස්සක හිතන් නැති විදි රද රවුන්් එක් කැරකෙන් අරුන්ටත් එහනවයිද ලෙවියතන් ලගහයි කියල එකත් හරික සෙන්ලාමාරට
ඩිජිලා එක මේ පොඩි පොඩිකම්බැක් ඇතුන්න බං අන්දම මෙච්චේ
කම්බැක් ඇත්දුන්න මොකදර මේ ලෙවියතාන්ල උන්ගේ සයිට්ට ගීල්ලත් ගහවා කරවුන්් අනේ අන්ද අපරාධ මෙ දෙවනි අයිස්බොක්සේ හොඳර ගහන ගහන තිබා
ගැමුන්ටි ගහන්නා ගොඩ්ඩ පක් වුණා
ගෙන බාර එක රවුන්ඩ පිස්ටල්ල විතරක්යක්
ටෙන්සාර කලින් අයිස් බොක්ස බොක්නේ හෙබන්න එක ගැව්වා බං උල්ලු පැලුවව මේගේ
මේ ගනේ වන්ද
මේක ඌ ගැව්වා මේගේ
නෑ මේක සපෝට් මේ අමාරු විබං අර මේ හෙවන්ඩගේ සයිටයක් ගන්න බෑ ලේසින් ice box
totally not confusing whatsoever. I mean, we're talking about this before, Josh, that at one point it felt like Sentinels could just close this out 2-0. What happened?
It looked very much like they were in the lead. I think the score was somewhere around 6-2, and I genuinely feel like Team Heretics just woke up. They started playing incredibly well. They got a clutch in a really important position, and they turned the game completely on its head.
Yeah, I mean, a huge step up from a guy like Benji Fishy as an individual, and also from the Boo brothers having some great moments throughout this one. I think their defense looked really solid, especially having a lot of these ideas for the fast re-clears off that neon stun, off that slide, looking really well executed and so much more comfortable than the start of that map.
I think this next round is the one that changed.
YouTube දැම්මද? YouTube එකේ නම් අවුරුත් නැහැ. මේකේ කලින් හිටියා දෙක තුන.
6-3. This is where the game actually turned on a dime right there.
Yeah, they did. And Josh,
පනුරේ බලන් හිටියා.
why do you think the Sentinels weren't able to capitalize on the lead that they had and allowed Heretics?
මම දැම්ම මේ හැරේ මම බැලුවා දාන්න පුළුවන්.
Where on Sentinels attack, I feel like they didn't do enough to provide that misinformation, to pull the rotates away from their ending site. So I think Heretics' defense just proved too much for them.
Yeah, and how exciting was this round 19 2v4?
I mean, that's when you get like the two young aimers just cracked out of their minds, just holding it down in that one spot, getting 3 kills. Benji Fishy, He's just phenomenal.
They don't lose those.
Yeah.
No, they really don't. And I think that Team Heretics are a team that in a lot of ways are known for the set plays, for the early ideas there, but I think have really proved a lot of the depth and also just the ability to pull off these incredible hero moments, which on map 1 of this series, we're so often going the way of Sentinels. Think about how many rounds TenZ was winning with a 2K, with a 3K. Bringing that energy back for a player like Benji, for a guy like Miniboo, who honestly looked down on himself in parts of map 1, is so big for them to stay in this series.
I said at the beginning of this match as well that they had to shut down Zekken. On the attack side, this tournament, Zekken's got 61% first kill win rate. At the moment, he's 2 for 6. So 2 out of 8 on the attack side for his first kills. And actually, the player that's impressing me the most is Riens from Team Heretics. And he has been all tournament. He's putting out incredible tournament. He's there.
Yeah.
People out, getting the
Oh,
kills, putting out
Fortnite playing.
140.
You were London.
He's there always when his team
Fortnite
needs
made
him, trading out in the proper
on the
positions,
peg.
always playing well.
This team is playing from more 4v5s than anyone else in the tournament because they're really willing to risk Miniboo's life for him to just send it in. And that means you need great players on the trades as that second entry. And Riens has been providing that so well all event.
Yeah, I mean, you know as well as anyone how important
Oh.
and how impactful it is to have a supportive player that's this reliable.
Valorant වලට ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර් වෙන කලින් Fortnite වලින් $6,50,000 competitive එක.
ඒකේ හොයන්න පුළුවන් බා.
ඔව් බා ඒකේ සිරාවට ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක හොයන්න පුළුවන් එකක් ඉතින් සෝලෝනේ.
ටූර්නමන්ට් ගන්න පුළුවන්.
නෑ සෝලෝනේ බා.
ඔව්.
ටීම් නෙවෙයි බෙදෙන්නෙත් නෑ මොන වගුලකටත් යන්නේ ඌ තනියම වගේ.
අර පොඩි ගොල්ලෙක් ඉන්නවා යකෝ ඔය මේ ලොකු චැම්පියන්ෂිප් එකක් දින්න මේ කාලේ.
ආ මන් දැක්කා. ඔව් දා කියන එක. එන චූටි කෙට්ටු.
ඔව්. පොඩි දැන් ටිකක් කල්ල ඒකට.
No, we have no idea what Sentinels are going to be running. I mean, unless you've scrimmed against them, Josh.
Maybe I have.
Maybe I have. Oh, okay.
What did you think of it?
It's like looking at a mirror.
Right.
Whoa. All right. I mean, maybe they changed things up. They've had a little bit of time. Who knows?
I feel like in any situation, you would want the map to be match tested before you bring it out. In an elimination stage to get to the lower bracket final, at Champs, for God's sake.
It's a risk.
It's unbelievably risky. And against a team that I think is pretty happy playing Abyss, even though they got destroyed by DRX. They're not a bad team on that map, Team Heretics.
I feel like we don't read too much into that match because DRX are just the best Abyss team.
Yeah, they looked excellent in that game. So this is definitely going to be a tough opponent for Sen to go up against. And Josh, can you speak to that? The difference between playing a comp and thinking something's working really well in scrims and then actually going and testing that in a big match like this?
Sometimes you just don't know until you're actually there. Like what you can do as a coach is just give them the protocols, get the reps in, just so that they can have an understanding of how to play those situations that you will commonly see. But you never know with Benji Fishy, just locking it down or Woot finding those entries along with Miniboo. So we'll see how it goes.
I will say though, these two gentlemen on your screens, Weber and Neil, they are prep heavy. They love watching everything anti-stratting. They come up with all sorts of things, but there is nothing to anti-strat. There is nothing to prepare. And Josh, what do you do in those situations?
Like I said, you just have to rely on your own team's protocols for this. We'll just have to rely on like how can you solve this comp's problems, and we'll see how they do it in their first gun round.
Sentinels, though, have been really excellent at finding those adaptations when Kaplan calls that timeout, and also when Junk UT is just making a lot of these ideas on the fly. I think if you're looking just at like the pure ability to adapt and come up with new plans, Sen has looked better than that this event overall than Team Heretics. But Heretics in that last game showed a real ability to bounce back, and they're going in with a comp with ideas that are already match tested.
And I feel like to a degree, DRX have done a lot of that homework already for Sen. We saw what they did against Booze, Astra and stuff, and all of the pro-spawn stuff they were able to bring out. Sideshow, there are ways to take on this Heretics comp.
There definitely are ways to do it, but you have to be comfortable in your own play before you can start taking down another team's play. And that's what concerns me here with Sentinels. You think about the journey that both of these teams have been on. They've been in big grand finals before. Madrid for Sentinels, where they won, Heretics, most recently in Shanghai too. But right now, it's an unusual spot for both squads. They're in a situation that, like Celsius said, they didn't think they would be in the lower bracket, and now Sen are playing a
okay.
map they haven't played before.
Yeah, Josh, what are your thoughts on this comp?
I think they just copied from the best, DRX.
Yeah, they just joined what they were doing?
Yeah.
It's gonna work here, you think?
Yeah, I favor the KO a little bit more than the Gecko here. Sova's a must pick. The Omen could be kind of funky with like the one-ways, but there's like the limited range in the map like this.
It's giving, we lost to Deadlock, so we copied it, but they didn't work on it, and it lost them a lot of games early on in champs. I think that's a real worry here for Sentinels. You can't just copy a good comp and expect to be amazing at it. You have to put in a lot of the work as to why it works as well.
This is one of those maps where we are going to see offing from both these Jets on the defensive side, shutting that down. And for Second, once he's on that side, getting those opening picks is so crucial here. They've never played this comp before, and they're staking their year on it.
Yeah, this is do or die for both of these teams. The winner will move on to tomorrow's best of 5 lower bracket final, and the loser will be heading home one last time. You guys, Pansy and Steel, take it away.
With absolute honor, this is what it comes down to, the complete unknown. We don't know what to expect. We can theory craft, you can practice it, but you don't know until the day, until you walk on a stage like this and have to deliver. Heretics clawed back map 2. They brought it back from the brink. Sentinels took a stand on map 1. But now, what on earth do we have here on Abyss?
This series was in Sentinels' hands. Now on Abyss, this is on Heretics to lose. It's in their wheelhouse. Sentinels. Abyss right now for the first time. Untested, but
Blood's drawn.
Mini Boo getting the first picks, and the dark skin.
It's huge! Heretics off to a flying start here. Tens and John QT have fun.
2v5. Team Heretics looking to pick up a third pistol round in a row right now. Sentinels, you might be losing this pistol, you might be losing that next round, but it's time to dig deep. Tournament life on the line. We've already taken one Nvme team out.
Can you claim a second though?
Ain't claiming that second.
Talked about it before, the kind of old gods of Fnatic, the newer look of the Heretics. 10.
Nice.
Opening.
We call it too early. Disrespect this man. That paranoia looked absolutely gorgeous, but spikes in hand. Look at the HP though. That's what scares me. 54, 13. It's not really enough to imagine you can turn it on.
Reminiscent of that Icebox as well. So low HP, Boo accidentally getting multiple kills like on John QT through the wall. Just so low. A spike plant, maybe, perhaps,
hello.
in the play for Sentinels, but you cannot find a way to isolate all these players, to split them up, to find a first kill or two, untraded. They don't have the health, they don't have the players, the bodies to put behind this. Team Heretics, yes, they have to go for this retake. Yes, it's going to take 10 seconds to get to that spike to begin with.
And bindu now.
Hari them round again.
You talk about
I'm hitting round pahak ko jihla danne kila.
This would be one of them, but
Kesian.
strange things have happened. John QT, Clutch King himself.
Ye mullos.
Nobody dropped. Had to be clean. Still has to be clean. 54 HP is what they got. Someone going to keep an eye on 10s? Is someone going to keep an eye on 10s? You don't. Someone, please don't deal with that man.
Ibang vena koyod dalli.
Has to swing, and they keep it safe.
Why are we the ones to tense up in these situations? Team Heretics, maybe the communication slipping, but Sentinels, they had 2 great maps to start the BO3. They had Haven and Icebox. They could have closed it in
YouTube බලන්නේ ටරික් ගෙද?
YouTube. මම watch party එක යකෝ මම බලන්නේ original.
Entry into the rounds.
තප්පර කීයද එන්නේ?
They got turned upside down.
තප්පර කීයද කියන්නේ?
You know, off the back.
match එක ඉවරයි බා.
match එක count. ඔව් round එක ඉවරයි.
They feel unkillable.
දැන් තප්පර දෙකයි.
They keep taking these duels. I mean, starting out here on Abyss as well.
ටරික්ගේ delay එකක් තියෙනවනේ බා.
Them getting the kills.
ටරික්ගේ original YouTube එකට වැඩිය speed නේ.
They want this spike plant. They want to be able to get some sort of pressure.
ඔව් ටරික් බලන්නේ YouTube එකේ උනා ටරික් එක speed එක.
No one seems aware.
ඒ මුගේ මං දැන් මෙහි servers නෙමෙයි ඒක හින්දා.
It's a problem. Oh, second. That was so clean.
YouTube service එක හින්දා මොකක් කරේ ඇති. අපි දැන් නම් delete
හැබැයි අපිට ළඟයි උන්ට වඩා ඩයිරෙක්ට්ලට වඩා සර්වර් එක. ඔබ ස්ට්‍රීම් වෙන.
Still on classics 10s and saucy waiting for
ඒ බං දේශීයන් සර්වර්ස් සර්වර්ස් වල නෝ ගන්න.
දන්නේ නැහැ බහරිය.
ඒ නෑ ඒක කොරියාවේ නන්නේ ඕක මේවා කරන්නේ බං. ඇමරිකාවේ කොරියාවේ හරියට බැලුවොත් අපිට තමයි හරිනම් ඩිලේ එක අඩු වෙන්න ඕනේ බං. පොඩි තප්පර ගානක වෙනසක් තියෙනවා.
The chances dwindle. Opportunities now back in Heretics. Oh my goodness.
ටරිග් එක බලන්න බෑ බං ටරිග් එකේ ඌ කෑ ගහනවා.
අඩෝ ඒක තමයි අතල.
නෑනේ බන්ට මම මොච් පාටියක් දාලා දුක එක බලන්න බෑ බං.
Sentinels are so scary.
උන්ට කොපිරයිට් ස්ට්‍රයික් කරන්න මොකද?
5 classics, just a drone invested on a
රන් ඕනේ නෑ ඌ කොපිරයිට් ස්ට්‍රයික් වදිනවා.
Heretics, they can't have rounds like that. They need maybe the gap between the two maps them a little too much. They lost that form, they lost that confidence. Something's going on with the comms where they almost slipped.
මේක වක් කරගනියෝ ගේ බං. උන්ට මේ මැප් එක ගහලත් නැල්ලුනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක ප්‍රොෆෙෂනලි ගහලා නැහැ.
ඔව් කියන වෙන කලින් මේව එකකද?
ඔව්.
Abis ගැහුවා බං කලින්.
Just Boo here to defend the site.
match එක කියලා උන් කිව්වේ.
Drone coming out.
නෑ කලින් දැන් ඊයේ පෙරේද දැක්කම මේක මෙයාලත් එක්ක දවන්න ගාත් එක්ක DGත් එක්ක දවන්න කිව්වා.
Really uncharacteristic miss. Both teams looking a little bit shaky here, looking like that strain, that pressure is mounting. Counter swing from the other side though. Pressure.
මුන්ට මේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක වැඩි මේ මැප් එක.
That's good info for Zelsis. Confirms that B site's probably weak, but still down a man early. Boo still keeps that control. He's just gonna back up, play that retake, wait for his teammates to come. This is where Team Heretics is really thriving in these moments. Benji controlling middle. It was pressured a little bit earlier from John QT, but still 5 versus 4. A couple of sheriffs for Team Heretics. Sentinels needs this round and needs it clean as well. They cannot afford to win it with only one alive here. Tens already aggressive on that rafters. We've seen him on Haven.
That's spotted though. Seen by the Aldrone. Doesn't get away with his life either. Miniboo on the sweep back through. And the bonus looking deadly as Sasi has to be the linchpin in this nearly high flash. Can he work from it? Not really. Miniboo still behind. Still waiting for Sasi to check, to try and get proactive. He can only get down one. And now the numbers so favorable towards Heretics. The problems starting to mount for Zen. Could John QT even clutch this up? Surely not. No chance in hell as Heretics convert the bonus.
This is looking scary. If you are Team Sentinels, you're looking at elimination right now. You lost pistol, you lost against the enemy's bonus, you're losing steam, you're losing your tools, you can't even... That first kill onto Boo, like how does Tens not convert that? And this is one of those things that psychologically, if you let that kill get away and you know that that was the difference in the round and potentially the whole match, that's gonna sit with you, stir in your mind and haunt you for rounds to come.
But it only takes one round to reset. It only takes one round to feel like the wind's in your sails again. But Heretics look more comfortable here for now. Back in we go. Zekken just brought to his knees by Miniboo, and he's just not going to be moved. Miniboo knows it all so well. Backs away, the damage is done. And Sentinel's struggling.
Sentinels as well, they purchased weapons here. It's a 3 versus 5. Benji on that A site, he's alone, yes, but he's been feeling so hot, so like on Icebox. Okay, here comes a little bit of a mid-walk.
Hey, he's back on Cypher.
He's back on Cypher.
He's fine.
He's back. Yeah, true. And Rand's back on Sova.
Yeah.
We're chilling. If they can win on Gecko and Killjoy, they can win on Cypher and Sova.
Yep, spot on. You see them in their stronger roles here, really. Same could be said a little for Sentinels to an extent. But we have to see how comfortable they look. It's not an understatement to worry about this sort of map coming out this late in a series, in a map pool. It's not in the wheelhouse. Now they're struggling to stick the landing, but they look the player he ends. Capitalizing on what he has, but couldn't quite turn the flash enough, but he keeps his life. John QT needs to play forward, gets noted. They're keeping track of him every step of the way. Heretics, flawless round, flawless start.
Constantly just subverting expectations from Team Heretics. I'm looking at the veto, I'm looking at that first map, I'm thinking, Oh, they're kind of down in the dumps, especially when we go to Icebox and they're looking sloppy.
Yeah, you're worried.
But then, what happened? They're revitalized. This is the Heretics that got to this place in the first place.
Yes.
These guys are so, when they're on point, they are so strong, especially when we look at Rian's on Sova, Benji on Cypher. I'll highlight it constantly because, honestly, we're going to see it over and over again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Rienz, I love him in this role as well. He's so
Tahmautte dengatte yattangide.
Scores from Sentinels. Round 5.
Miss Arm second nahi bang gahanna te kawuru
Talk
kævat.
about what you can see in practice, picking comps that other teams run. Bring it in as a final map in a tournament.
Window hotara nice. Na yona time out time passe namun gahanna patan gani.
You know, you don't. This was such a risky veto. And I think a lot of us thought, hey, that's front loaded. Sen got the better of Heretics early. And I think that's a really fair
strategics
assessment. But that Abyss pick was always going to be so weighted in the unknown. Yeah, we know a little bit about Heretics on here. It wasn't maybe super high up, but they were willing to try it out, play it a bit. Sentinels is the complete unknown.
The only other option they really had was forcing it to bind.
Yeah.
Possible. If they banned out Abyss, they could have gone to bind. They must have felt that they were more confident here on Abyss than going up against Team Heretics on bind. Yes, Sentinels lost to Fnatic on bind. Yeah, it happens. Heretics is a decent bind team, but man, to play your first time on in a match like this in these stakes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So much on them.
You don't get do-overs. You don't get to get just on the fly. No. There's no VOD review, but through middle, 2 players.
I like this. This is a really nice crunch. And now Heretics have to play forward. They have to try and retake the space. They know where that paranoia's come from, or at least they should. Now they know, and now there's a surprise. Can they stick the landing? Can they hit that fatal blow? It looks like they can. Sen with an exceptionally good crunch here towards that A site. Working through middle. Zekken with a banger towards Miniboo. And now a 2v3. Still with a Bucky on 10s, but maybe he can play an angle that will work for it, sit safe somewhere. But the others have to secure some of these areas. They can't just leave it open.
They could switch weapons, and Zekken can use his Blade Storm in this round, but instead 10s closes the gap, gets close. This is going to be difficult, but it's still Benji alive, and when he's alive, full confidence, anything can happen here.
Yeah, but he's met Zekken first and foremost. 10 still on the site, waiting for a victim. He's found it. Beautiful between them. Zekken and Tennis. That's a reminder, no matter the odds, no matter the map, there's always threat with Sentinels.
And a Thrifty, MasterCard Thrifty, no less. Sentinels back in the game, back in the saddle, and it's always moments like that. Now, do I think it's happened at a moment in the game where you can't recover from it? No, it's still early. Team Heretics still 4-1 up, not the worst. More devastating if this would have happened at, let's say, 10-8 or something like that, where now things spiral, things get out of control. Team Heretics, they're still fine, they're chilling. They have that operator up, and they won their bonus.
Aruge bucket neme down වෙලා දෙනවා.
damage උනා.
Very deep line.
It's going to punish any next jump spot to get info. It needs to be a drone coming out here next. Otherwise, and they scanned the jet with the knife. They should know to use a drone here and confirm that information here.
Show me the protocol list. Underhand flash. I mean, that's fine.
Okay, it forces them off, and the sneak up at B, but the trips here, Boo's positioning on this Raptor. He's so good up here, and Benji. The 1-2 duo, the 1-2 punch. But still, Sentinels just getting feelers around the map. They don't really have any space yet. Cypher Cam on the defense.
This is nice. They didn't know about Miniboo.
Fuck.
That's gutting. You'll take that with both hands if you're Sen. You'll love a bit of that.
Follow up. Can they spam him?
Looks like they could.
Nope.
Apparently not.
Don't have that angle. Too many boxes.
Yeah, but focusing towards Miniboo here. Deciding he's maybe, I don't want to say a weak point, but a potential victim. And the gap closing, Miniboo has no idea. Now he does! Zekken's in his face so quick. This is gorgeous from Sentinels.
ඒ box එක spam වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ.
Perfectly.
අම්බලි මොකද අර ගහලා ආයේ.
උඹට delay ද උඹ box එකකට ගහලා දැනෙන වෙලාවනේ.
මගේ තප්පර 32 ගන්න මගේ පොඩ්ඩක් delay 30.
They're going to have a go at this. It all starts with
මගේ
this
තප්පර
first 2
5ක්වත්
kills
කලින්
I
යනවා.
have in here. Rian's
Zekken's angle's so good though.
Round 4, round 6 කියලා තියෙන මැද.
But still, you're looking at a 2v4.
අදන්න spike එක plan කරලා ඉඳ වෙන්න නැහැ.
First step in. Very difficult to find impact here. I think Heretics might know that. Pulling the plug on this round.
when you're in a situation like this, you look to see if Sentinels overstays their welcome, makes any mistakes, presses forwards. If you find an opening, it's winnable. You try to go for it. But once Rians goes down there and you have that 2 versus 4, you're losing time, time to call it quits, go for that save. 4-2 will be the scoreline. Sentinels finding some footing. And the thing that I look for is Team Heretics. I've seen their attack set on this map. I see the highs and I see the lows. The highs are when you're able to get into certain positions, you're able to get that spike planted, play that post spam, battle, you're chilling. But when I look at Team Heretics, when they have so much opportunity to just take their timings and make their hits, they fall short. So Team Heretics, I'm looking at them to get as many rounds on this half. They got the pistol, they convert the bonus. If they don't end with at least 8 rounds in this half, it's gonna be a messy second half.
It certainly could be. And with the timeout coming in, clearly, Niels, Weber decided didn't like what they've been seeing. This adjustment from Sentinels has been fantastic. I mean, the power alone of Zekken in these rounds has been off the charts. He truly can be a monster. And if he gets the ball rolling, hell, if he's the instigator to this, hey, it's game on. So again, for Heretics, what's the next approach here? What's the adjustment? What's the plan? Because it felt like they had the right idea. Just a couple missed shots. Yeah. Operator not really finding its value, and then Sentinels striking.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not like they had a horrible setup or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was missed shots from Nvme. He had opportunities. He angled out a little bit wider just as the flash came, so he missed that opportunity. He backs off, misses another opportunity with another angle. He has no backup there as he gets pushed into the back of the site. You know, if he hits one of these shots on the Sova, on any of these players, different story. So I don't think Team Heretics needs to change up drastically anything too much. We're just so used to them getting those opening picks, winning these duels, because we saw that's how they started coming back on Icebox. So maybe slight adjustments to the setup is in play. We're seeing that start with the Jet mini boo towards B. They're gonna go a little bit aggro here.
This could be a really harsh call though. Sentinels, do they read this? Well, Boo might be dead. Oh my,
how
is Boo alive? That looks so primed for him to get punished on that.
We saw that sort of situation happen on Icebox as well, that aggression off the back of a timeout going into that B garage area, Miniboo going down there instead. But here, a reset, 5 versus 5, not many pieces of utility spent. Still, only 30 seconds gone from the clock. That Knife's gonna secure that info. They're gonna get that KO ultimate off the back of this. That means Benji's trips go offline. That means 5v5 retake has to come in play unless Benji wants to go for this.
How brave you feeling, Benji? Because Zekken's certainly feeling brave. Taking him down, but the trade is there. Rien's gonna remove Zelsis, gorgeous!
Wait, they can spam the pickup. They're gonna find a third!
He is so goddamn good.
If he gets a drone tag as well, that means he can use his Hunter's Fury. Zelsis is gonna time out in a couple seconds here.
There it is, that's confirming the third, and he closes the gap, and now suddenly they're looking for more. They're trying to find the remaining man. Rien's on for the ace! Wu takes it, but it doesn't matter. They'll take the round.
I said I'd bring it up again. Rien's on Sova. It's unreal.
He's so good.
Yes, it's part of, like, yeah, what was he doing there on Sova that was so good? It's his positioning. When he's on an agent like that, he's
second game
if he's on an agent like Breach or an agent like Gecko. So he gets to be in certain fights. When he's in certain fights, certain style, he's so strong. He's so good at tapping them out. He is so good at isolating those fights. He's so good at being in that, like, retake situation. Pops that drone, lets his teammates come in close. They create a distraction. He comes in and just cleans up.
We're seeing a little frustration showing on the Sen side.
Honestly, there's nothing Sentinels could have done differently there. They got maybe.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Right off the rip here. And it's to set this up. Mini Boo just right up the guts, off the back of the Hunter's Fury, sends Sentinels scattering. They're down to 3 in the first couple of seconds. You've just seen the big boss leaning on over. You don't want the smoke. Benji still here as well. Oh, good God, if this is it. If this is a Heretics now starting to find that peak, quelling a Sentinel's turnaround. Those were 2 big rounds, 2 big confidence builders. If this is taking the wind out of their sails, this could be the changing point. This could be the first real nail in that coffin.
2 versus 5 Sentinels. Not the first time this game they've been in this situation. Trying to slow it down and see if they can work with anything. We saw Team Heretics choose to save in a situation similar to this in a post plan in a retake, but now Sentinels looking for that first opportunity, a first kill to give them any sort of opening into the round, but with 30 seconds left on the clock and no opportunities given.
30 seconds left.
Likely a save. Maybe they tried this pivot all the way back to A. Hey, it's just Boo there. He's on his lonesome.
He's such a good anchor, though.
He's
you know
one
what I
star
mean?
left.
I feel like if he hears this, I think, yeah, he definitely has. He can give himself what he needs.
He has a gravity well for the site. If they try to go for that plant, oh, okay, it's done. They just want that ultimate orb, save the weapons in the next round. Sentinels, 2 to 6 now. Yeah, they are struggling. They're running out of steam and.
Oh God, Rienz, you're so
catch
close.
Anyone?
Yeah, that's another.
And the last.
See, this is what scares me with Heretics, because it feels like there's always a little bit more depth. We talk about it with, you know, when you have Benji on the Killjoy or Rienz off roll or whatever. They have this just in the locker. They have this whenever they need to bring out something. Hey guys, go on, no, go on. You play on the agents you're actually nuts at. Just blow them out of the water map 3.
But we see how good Heretics is individually with taking these fights, taking these duels. And we don't see it often from them that they stray from their game plan of their identity of being this really defensive-sided, retake-heavy team. Here, they're showing that they can also brawl. They can go aggressive. They can win these opening duels, and they can have these like full convergences.
Yeah.
They have these in their repertoire. They don't pull it out often, only when they think they need to. And right now, they think they need to, and it's working for them.
I mean, you only have to look at the Hunter's Fury up middle. You saw them just pacing up there as well, right behind it. That's round 1.
Right.
I mean, it's... and for Sentinels, you've got to imagine that you're hoping they're taking this time as well in the start of this round, maybe some of the others, to have a discussion as to what they want to do here. I mean, Zekken's hitting, sure, but they're starting to lose that momentum. A well-timed out drone, but doesn't find anyone.
They do have Hunter's Fury, drone, dart
3
for
players.
this attack. They have a knife soon.
3 players on the site. Flash comes in. Flash and Dash. We're waiting to see the follow-up. Who's here? Rienz is waiting. And we know what can happen. Rienz just racking up body after body. Oh, it's just gorgeous to witness. Sen trying to dig in, but it's Rienz still standing, still holding. And Sassy is opposing number. Go on, Rienz. Have a crack at it. Sassy still deserves a little bit of respect here. You've got to be careful, but it's only 13 seconds. They're waiting, and it's Rienz to close. Another 4 for him. Josh,
මේක ෆක්ඩ් අප් බම් අවුලන්න මට ඔය පොයින්ට් එක තියෙනවා at least.
This is Rienz just.
මම ඒකමයි දැන් මේවා තින්නුත් අවුලක් නැහැ සෙල්ල දිරු.
Okay, that's
sorry.
අරදුරත් අවුලන්නේ පොයින්ට් එක තියෙනවා.
Well, you know what else is terrific?
2 rounds.
Sentinels is Abyss. This is the map they saved for map 3 here. They chose this one over Bind. And this is their debut. This is the only match rep. Every other time they've played this map has been in a practice game.
Speaking of debut, do remember, Heretics' international debut was against Sentinels. That was the heartbreak that started that loss. It's what put them down. It's what sent them on the trajectory to meet PaperX that then broke them, that sent them home after 2 games. Say about Vengeance being served relatively cold. Well, this is iced out. It's 7-2. Sentinels burning their timeouts here because they have to. They are floundering. They are out of it.
When I looked at Haven, Sentinel burned
කවුද මේ
both
සෙල්සියස්
one on round 7, one on
අර
round 10.
ඩිෆෝල්ට් හරි විදියට ගහනවා මොන්ටර් ගෙලින් කොම් දෙක කෙලින් කරගෙන ඌ විතරයි ඔය ගන්න.
They won that Haven game.
They did.
This isn't over.
No, it's not.
Until it's over. And Sentinels, yes, they need to burn these timeouts.
හොඳ නෑ බං ඔය උන් ඉන්න විදිය දන්නා
When you need to refocus.
මේ සෙල්සියස් ඉතින් ඌ විතරයි කෙලින් ඉන්නලා.
ඒක තමයි හොඳ නෑ බං එහෙම ඉන්න. කියන්නේ අර උන් ඉන්න විදියට ඉන්න.
Tapping people that are missing 10 shots.
උන් අනික ඉන්නෙත් ඕව ඉස්සරහනේ බං.
You need to dig deep.
අමාරු ඉන්නවා බිම බලාගෙනවා මොන්ටරේ අනිත් පැත්තට හරවගෙන බිම බලාගෙන.
Dig deep on. It needs to be this.
3 more rounds.
අනික ස්ක්‍රීන් එක ඔච්චර ළඟ තියෙන්න හොඳ නෑ.
5 feels doable.
ඔය ඉතින් මචං සයිඩ් ඉෆෙක්ට් එන්නේ පස්සේ.
Hunter's Fury available as well.
උන්ට නම් හල්ල තියෙනවනේ බව්වට වේට් කරගෙන.
He's He's actually sticking around backside.
අපි කරන්න ඕනේ අපිට අපි ඕට ඉඳන් ගන්න.
As his re-ends, his name is going to be up in lights, you feel, throughout this entire game. Another for re-ends. Finally goes down to Zekken.
මම නම් කියන්නේ සෙන්ටිනල්ස්ලා මේ සරෙන්ඩර් දීලා ගියා නම් හරිය.
Sentinels left in ruins. But again,
second. Time out එක තිබ්බද නෑනේ?
තිබ්බද?
තිබ්බද?
The Aldrone only going to know.
සරෙන්ඩර් දීලා ඵලයන්.
I mean, he fancied to go at it, but look at the creeping positioning of Benji as well. All handled.
Both players confirmed. Benji on the flank.
Benji, you're going to start it. Oh, he stops it. I thought that could have been a little lifeline for them. Open up the map. Absolutely not. Benji holding Heretics up high now. 8-2. I mean, Rienz and Benji, these are the deadly duos. These are the danger players. This might genuinely be it. I can normally sell you a tale of how you turn this around. But as it stands, Heretics held their cards close to their chest. They waited until Abyss. They knew if they left this open, would Sen walk into it? Maybe they fancied their odds either way. But as it stands, 8 rounds to their name in this half. And Sentinels being held on to. This looks like the start of the end.
Through middle, Zekken takes the space. It's going to strain the rotations from Team Heretics, maybe. Create a little bit of pressure, a little bit of space for Sentinels to be able to break into a site here. Zekken has been that main point of contact. He's been getting some of these opening picks as well towards that A site specifically. And right now, Mini Boo and Boo, are you guys going to get crunch on right now?
Oh, they're actually refighting. They're re-clearing. They went back for this. I don't know if they read it, but they knew what was happening. Again, though, they've had to trade out the space here.
Fury.
And yeah, you speak it, it happens. Plant now hindered. Oh, easy.
Get back
to work now. Back to business. Sentinels want the plant. They want to fight on CT. John QT trying to give them at least a pick in their favor here. But it's Tens to take away Mini Boo. Now John QT on the swing. Loses. Tens still stands. Maybe he's the hero of the Sentinels need to give them a chance. Oh, what a snap from Sassy. Still, you look at the numbers, it's 2v2. It ain't over yet. Boo starts to creep in the angle. Tens standing tall for Sentinels. As said, when they needed someone to step up, as Heretics face a slightly brought back to life Sen, but I mean off the back of just Tens.
Biting back though with a 4K.
Is that enough?
Well, I mean, he had almost 30 on that first map.
Yeah.
Right now, again, a struggle. John QT and Celsius not really putting any vocal players from this team. The team that rallied the team together, and now kind of just dragging them along. Zekken and Tens trying to do their best to be able to get enough kills to create an opening. But right now, there's too many people from Team Heretics that are biting back hard.
Spot on.
When I look at the parallels between these two teams,
PRX නැතුව වැඩක් නෑ බං.
players as well. You look at the side of
අයියේ PRX වලට ආවද?
මම නෙවෙයි කියන්නේ මේ chat එකේ.
They're hitting now. Sentinels, their entire game plan is to force these mid rounds, these retake situations, because they have hitters too.
Okay, they know it's now in middle. Woot leaning a little closer, but it's Boo from the other side as well. Actually going to walk the cage. He wants to
punish. මේකෙන් පස්සේ EDG ලා මේක දෙන කට්ටියනේ finals තියෙන්නේ.
Sentinels.
Membership finals. Oh.
Could at least open a
ඒක නම් බලන්න නෑ.
He is alive.
නෑ මේක සෙන්
මේකෙන්
ලගා.
ඉවරයි.
On the killjoy when he's
whole different ball game. මේ ඊළඟට තියෙන්නේ මොකද finals ද?
Yes.
EDG ටත් එක්ක Heretics නේද? බලන්න ඕනේ.
ඒ ටාටා බයි කියන්න ලෑස්ති වෙන සෙන්ටිනල්ස්.
නෑ නෑ 9-3 curse නේ මචං.
9-3 වෙන්නේ නෑ බන් දැන් මේක.
8-4 නේ.
සෙන් ලගා ගැහුවද?
එන්න තාම ගැහුවේ නැහැ.
ගැහුවා.
Can't make the attempt. It is
ඒ මන් දැන් කලින් යනවනේ. මට කලින් යනවනේ ඒක.
නෑ මට කලින් යන්නේ මට තාම රවුන්ඩ් එක ඉවරයි.
මට ඉවරයි.
මගේ නම් දැන් රීප්ලේ එකක් ගන්න.
මගෙත් ටෙන්ස් ගාර ගන්න ගන්න.
මගෙත් රීප්ලේ එක. එන්නක මැච් එක පටන් ගත්තාම ටයිම් එක බලන්න.
ඔය කියන්නේ විනබල් ගහගන්න පුළුවන්.
මගේ 43.
පිස්ටල් රවුන්ඩ් එක ගහගත්තොත් පුළුවන්.
අන්න ඒකයි බං පිස්ටල් රවුන්ඩ් එක ගියොත්
ගන්න බෑ.
අමාරුයි බං. ඒ වුණාට දැක්කද මේ මූ පිස්ටල් රවුන්ඩ් එක ගිහිල්ලත් අර මේ
half time
ඇටැක් එකේ හොඳට ගැහුවා. මේ පිස්ටල් එකෙන් සෙකන්ඩ් එහෙම ගැහුවා දැක්කද?
Second make a වැඩිය නෑනි බං කලින් තරම්.
ඕ මේ
අර
මේ
EDG
map
matches වල
එකේ
ගහපු තරම්
quality
ගහන්නේ නෑ.
නගලා කරලා කරන්න බෑ බං මේ map එකේ.
ඔව් නෑ මේ.
බයයිනේ බං කොහොමද මං දඟලන එකපාරට බිමර වැටෙනත් නේ මොළ මංගල.
ඔව්
මේ ෆෝමියුලා 1 රේස් එකක්ද බං මේ ලැබුණා තියෙන්නේ?
මේ සතියේ.
ද මේ හතියේ.
මේ සතියේ. හෙට නෙමෙයි අනිද්දා.
කවද්ද ඉවර වෙන්නේ ෆෝමියුලා එකේ මේවා?
එහෙම්බර් වල.
එහෙම්බර් අවුරුද්දේ ඉවර වෙන්නේ.
දැනට මේ අරුද රෑන්කින් ඉන්නේ.
ඔව් මැක්ස් ඉන්නේ. සෙකන්ඩ් මයිදර මැක්ලරන් ද. මැක්ලරන් ඔව්.
එක මෙයා තමයි මේ අවුරුද්දේ කොහොමත් වෙස්ට් වෙන්න.
ඔව්. ලබන අවුරුද්දේ ලොකු වෙනසක් වෙයි බං. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. දැන් අවුඩිත් වෙනවා ලබන අවුරුද්දේ නා. මොනවායිද දන්නේ.
දැන් මේක සෙන්ලා පෙරදුනොත් එම අපි කාලා ගන්න වෙන එක නතර වෙනවා බං.
ඔව් මැච් බලන්නේ.
කතා බෑ.
එල්ලා කම්බැක් කරනවා ඊසි.
නැත්තම් කාලා ගන්න එනවා.
තොරත් හොඳයි.
එහෙම ගොඩක් කාලා ගන්න වෙනවා.
ඇටැකින් පැත්තෙන් ගොඩ දාගන්න පුළුවන්.
වෙස්ටෙෆන් ගහයිනේ දැන් මේක ඇටැක් එක.
That will to win brought them back in that game.
Don't
And we
do
asked
Stephen
the question
Thomas
now to
Gote.
Sentinels, with 4 rounds to your name, is there depth to you? Is there that call for blood here? They've got to turn up, Josh. There is nowhere else to go now. It's win or die at this point.
Win or die.
Have these X factor players
අයියෝ
that
ටයිම්
can
ඔක්ටම
bring up these huge clutches
අපි bet එකක් කරමුද?
that get these
මට මම මෙහෙ මෙයාලට ටීම් හෙරටික්ස් වලට දැම්ම මේකක් වා.
I looked at Team Heretics. They're on the attack
ඔක්කොම
side
කොයින්ස්
now.
ටික
And I've been critical
ටරික්ගේ හරිද දැන් මේ සෙන්ලා දින්නොත් හොඳයි සෙන්ලා දිනනවා සෙන්ලා වැරදුනොත් කොයින්ස් ටික දිනවා.
They miss timing.
So win-win
When they know exactly where they can go, where they have an opening, they completely let it go.
සෙන්ලාට දාලා වැරදුනොත් එහෙම ඔක්කොම ඉවර වෙන්නේ සෙන්ලා වැරදුනොත් එහෙම.
Heretics right here.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Tantalizingly close now, Josh. Big info
Yeah.
for Rip and Heretics just looking for a brawl. Zekin though, willing to throw a couple of punches here.
කවුද සෙල්සියස් ගේ කිල් එක එකට තමයි බං බ්‍රෝ.
Happy with that man advantage. 5 versus 4. Sentinels has been so good on the retakes as well. So Team Heretics, they're getting into that site, but they're actually going to press forward this time.
I quite like that.
We're missing
against
this
the
before.
odds, trying to get proactive. It's only Benji to draw blood so far, but they do have the plan on their side. You're looking at the retake with 4 players up 10. Zek and John QT and Sasi. Great paranoia, but they couldn't quite gap close in time. They come out, eyes wide open now. Sasi trying to step forward up from heaven. Is Benji? It's Rienz! It's Boo! And Zekin has to ace! Or it's done for, and Boo trying to be a little elusive here. Play to the left, play to the right, but the time's against Zekin. He's got to go on this one. 50 HP on Boo, and Zekin is trying to find him, and Boo goes around and around.
කවුද කියන්න බා කියන්න බා.
On the half, Boo needs to check his
සෙකන්ඩ් ඒස් එක ගහයිද.
පටන් ගත්තද?
නයිස්. පටන් ගත්තා. ඔව්. නයිස්.
One jump spot for Boo could have been the difference maker.
Ooh,
Of Heretics
ace එක, bro.
being 9-4 up, but instead
මොකට delay නේ.
the ace with the sheriff on pistol. 1.8 seconds left.
Not many can
ඒ
answer a call like
දුරන
that.
ඉන්නේ ඒකයි.
බ්‍රෝ නෑ ටරික්ගේ ඒකයි ටරික්ගේ හින්දා. ටරිකුත් බලන්නේ ඒක.
මං ටරික්ගේ ටරික්ට පිටිපස්සට ලබන්න පුළුවන්.
Creating that impact in Zekin.
Thank you.
It's not like he was having a bad
Hey,
game.
we're making him
These
win.
opening picks, getting the
Audience
team
again.
into the rounds.
Ah, yeah?
His attack hits.
ඔව් ඕකේ බලන්න බෑ.
Team not
ආ
following
ඔයා
up
කියන
here.
බලන්න.
He does
ඒ
it all by
හැමෝම උස්
himself.
පාටි දාගෙන ඉන්න බෑ එතන ස්ට්‍රීමර්ස්.
10 swinging off the flash.
මෙයාලා ඉතින් ඔය ඔෆිෂියල්ස් වනේ සෙන්ලගේ. ටරික්
He did.
Feels like
But again, Sentinels love these little mini plays.
And he might get punished on
ඒ
this.
ටරික්
Banking
VCT
on
කතා කරනොත්
some
එක්ක නේ
support coming from Zelsis. He still has his TP, so he could
විසිලේ කතා කරනවා.
ඔව් VCT එකේ කතා කරන්න ඔය කට්ටිය කතා කරනවනේ ටරිකුත් කතා කරනවා බං උසාවන්නේ ඩයල් එක.
නෑ නෑ ඌ බං.
rest on classics.
නෑ සීන් එකේ
Easy,
Wait, the
Zelsis.
classics.
අඩු
Big boss
අපරාධ.
down. I mean, Zelsis hasn't
ඒ
been having a
ඌ
great
රෑන්ක් එක මොකද
run
බං
here.
ඩයමන්ඩ්
He's
නැත්
struggling.
ඇසෙන්ඩන්ට් එකනේ.
Saucy knows. He
Immortal,
knows
ne?
The absolute
ඉමෝටල්
buzz. Nice.
ඉමෝටල්.
මං හිතන්නේ
කොහොම රේඩියන්ට් නෙමෙයි.
He was waiting for that. Once Team Heretics decided to pump the brakes, again, this is where they fall apart in these like mid-round situations. Right there, perfect opportunity to run down tens, create that pressure.
මම ගහන්න අමාරුයි බං දෙන්නට.
But instead, they overcook it. coming back towards B.
තර
He is just
අයිස්
Jungkook.
බොක්ස් එකේ ගහන්න නම් chance එක තිබ්බේ නැත්තේ නෑ උන්ට ගහන්න තිබ්බ එක මේකට එන්න නැතුව උන්ට කොච්චර easily ගහන්න තිබ්බද බං මේ match එක
And live. Guardian.
Could get overwhelmed. It's pretty actually scary for him here. Luckily, Zekken made it in time. He's able to play his life incredibly well. With 15 seconds, suddenly the options are removed.
එමේ සෙකන්ඩ් රවුන්ඩ් එකේ මේ අර ඔප් එක ගහන එක නම් මාරුවට
You're trying to do something with that sheriff, but you don't get that again, Zekken. He already showed you what he can
සෙකන්ඩ්
do.
රවුන්ඩ් එකේ ඔප් එක ඔප් අර ඔප් එකක් තියෙන බා අලුත් ගන්න එක මම දන්නේ මොකද්ද මේක අලුතෙන් ඇවිල්ලා තින්නේ
අන්න නම මතක වුණා two shot down වෙන එක මොකද්ද මේ
ඒක one shot down second round එකේදී ෆුල් ගන්න නැහැ
ඔව්
They know exactly what they need to do.
ඒ යවුලෝ තියෙන 2400 මම ක්‍රෙඩ්ස් ඉවරනවා මේ ඒක කෑවොත් ඉවරයි
මම නම් මතක ගියාම ඔබ ගන්න
මම නම් දන්නේ එවන්නම්
Benji's making his way to try to get a flank on A. The rest of the team cuts noise, goes quiet. They have class.
outlaw ne
outlaw yes outlaw
Who's supposed to make noise, create the opportunity for the other. And here, Sentinels.
Marshall tama
Going down middle, really aggressive here. Benji.
අර බෝනස් රවුන්ඩ් එකක් දාගත්තා නම් වාසි
Two players that can
මොකද්ද බෝනස් රවුන්ඩ් කියන්නේ
බෝනස් රවුන්ඩ් කියන්නේ දැන් මුලින්ම පිස්ටල් රවුන්ඩ් එක යනවනේ එතකොට එක කට්ටියක් පෙරදුනාම ඒ කට්ටිය ආයෙ ගන්න පිස්ටල්මනේ එතකොට අනිත් කට්ටියට අප් කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මේවා ඊට පස්සේ දැන් ඒ දෙවෙනි රවුන්ඩ් එකේදී අර අප් කරපු කට්ටිය පිස්ටල් කට්ටියට ගහපුවම මේ අර පෙරදෙන කට්ටිය ඉන්නවනේ අර පිස්ටල් දෙකෙන් පෙරදුන කට්ටිය ඒ කට්ටියට යන්න පුළුවන් වැන්ඩල් වලට ඒගොල්ලොන්ට සල්ලි දෙනවනේ
ඔය ඒකට මේ කට්ටිය ඉන්නේ අර වෙවන්නමයි
ඔව් මේ කට්ටිය ඉන්නේ පල්ලෑ වෙපන් එකේ ඕක ගහගත්තොත් ඒ රවුන්ඩ් එකට කියන්නේ බෝනස් රවුන්ඩ් කියලා ඒ කියන්නේ මේ බේසිකලි තර්ඩ් රවුන්ඩ් එක හැම හාෆ් එකෙම තර්ඩ් රවුන්ඩ් එක තමයි මේ තර්ඩ් රවුන්ඩ් එක තමයි බෝනස් කියලා
Picking back up for Heretics now. It's 9.
Just the bonus round for Sentinels. They
හරියද බලන්න මිනිහ
මන්ද නෑ මම මේක අර
got that
Champions
time
League.
flank on Boo. I thought right there.
ඔන්ට
things
මේ
are gonna fall out of
පළවෙනි මේ ලෙව් versus CDs එකට හරිය
this
ගමන
round in Haven, for example.
මම ඒක
But
බැලුවා
what
ඔෆිස්
we're
එකකින්
actually
නම්
seeing
මේක
different from Team Heretics this time is they're playing up in the faces. They're blocking them at the choke point, not allowing Sentinels to get that space onto the site. Very different approach to playing these post plans from these guys.
Yeah, because we saw them kind of falter in that.
උන් ඇදුරුත් මාරු කළා අද්ද
They will try and pry them out. Hold on, is this a pace change? It certainly looks like.
මේක නම් තරග්ගේ බලවත් එකයි කොහොමත් එක බලන හින්දා බලන්න තරග්ගේ තනියෙන් ගියව තමයි මාරු මේක බණින්නේ කරන්නේ
You don't want to take on Rien's right
කෑ
now.
ගන්න
You saw what he did before. He might just do
තනියෙන්
it.
ගාලා තමයි අතර මොබයි කෑ ගන්නවයි බයිනවයි
It's down to Zelsis and John QT, and Zelsis is having a night.
අපරාධ වශ්‍ය
1 to 13.
අර බෝස් දෙන්නේ
Trying to hold the line on even just John QT. And you try to take a fight. You try to be confident, and you just
අපරාධ මේක පරදී බං
That might have been a really bad call from Sentinels there. I look to the
බලමු
economy.
කියන්නත් බෑ
Zelsis on 0, Tens and Saucy combined 14, 15. Like, they're not in a position right now to be able to afford another buy. So doing an all-in risky play like this, getting punished in this fashion, means that it's going to be so much harder.
අර බෝස්ට බයින්නේ එහා පැත්තේ
10th round to Team Heretics. Your economy's
නේ
not
මම
good enough
දන්නේ
to stabilize.
FNC එකේ මේ IG
After that, and suddenly you're looking
ඔමෙන්
at
ගන්න
these are not the rounds.
ආ ඔව් මැද ඉන්න ඩයල් එකද
ඔව් ඌගේ කඩාවටෙන් අතර මැද මේ රූපේ පේන්නේ නැහැ රේට
ඔව් තමයි
ඔව් තමයි
Yes, they did.
ඩී-ෂර්ට් එක නගින්න තේකෝ
කළු පාට කළු පාට එනේ
Use this 30 seconds while this guy's saving to be able to talk about something. Because realistically, Sentinels, we haven't seen their defense yet. So maybe they're trying to catch Team Heretics off guard with this a really aggressive play. What? If it backfires, what you did, what's the recourse? Is that
ෆයිට් එකේ කාගේ වොච් පාට් එකද මොකක්ද
Sentinels, is that
ආ නේ
undoing a very high risk play?
පරාද අයිස් බොක්ස් එක ගහගන්න තිබ්බා ඔව් බං ඒ ඉසිලි ගහන්න තිබ්බ එක
Step in the wrong direction here.
දැන්
but
නෑ
the
කතාවල
he had is not good though. I'm seeing stingers, I'm seeing bulldogs, I'm seeing guardians, I'm seeing light shields, I'm seeing sentinels falling.
Hey, if there's a team that can make this round work, Sentinels is towards the top of that list. And that's the start.
Benji's gone down, that's 10.
ඇත්ත බං ඌ කියන්නේ බලම ඇටැක් වෙන්න ගියේ නෑ මොකද රොටේට් වෙන්න යන්න දින ඔටේ වල
අර ඌ කියන දෙන්නේ නැත්නම් 1-3-1 setup එකක් දානේ දෙපැත්තට දුවන්න එපා කොයි මොකක් කරුණා
He is so hungry for more.
Tens
Boo
ගාව
almost giving up his life for it. but they can't
මේක
find
හැබැයි
Pride
attack
for most
defenders
part.
ලට rotate වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේද?
අඩෝ අපරාධ.
Down below doesn't get Pride out, but they've got to know
Tens
he's
down
there.
නානේ.
Zelsis trying to set this forward. When does Sussy go? The timing is everything. Miniboo takes away John QT. It's Wu on the follow-up. 2v2 now. Zelsis, Sussy, and Miniboo in their way. Leaving just Zelsis alive. And nowhere to go. As Miniboo takes them another step closer. 11 rounds. They can feel it now.
අඩෝ.
Team Heretics.
Fuck ඉවරයි.
Taking turns, every player.
ඉවරයි. මම වතුරේ පුරන්න බලන් ඉන්න කොටින්න.
Rian's with one,
අවුලක්
Miniboo now
නැහැ
with
point
one.
එක නාව මට සතුටුයි ඒක.
Benji with one. Everyone's contributing. They all want this. They're sitting at 11 to 6. Sentinels, their economy
feel it.
in the toilet. Yeah, the coaches are feeling. Everyone's feeling good about this.
They're so
ඒකට Heretics ලා EDG ලා එනේ finals තියෙන සුපිරි එකක් තියෙයි.
Unbelievable for them. And now they start that momentum themselves. They start feeling untouchable. Can Sentinels play the
EDG ලා දිනයි කියලා මන්න හිතන්නේ මේ.
Heretics වල easy නෑ වා Heretics.
ඔලා ලේසි නෑ EDG ලාගේ ඩයි බිස්සෙම උන් නෙළුවා බං හොඳ අර අනිමේෂන්. බිස්සෙම හොඳ ප්ලේයර්ස් ලා බිස් ගහන හොඳට. සා උන් ප්‍රෙඩිට් කරන්න බෑ බං උන් එහෙම.
උන්ගේ එක සීන් එක තියෙනවා.
මොකද කාගෙන ගිහින් ගහනවා බං.
ඔව් ඒ සෙල්ලා ගැහුවනේ උන්ට. උඩ දාගෙන ගහලා එකපාරට ආයෙ කනවා.
Because they do that. They've already taken away Zekken. They don't respect you right now. They're going to make this hurt with everything they have. Rien's finds Sassy. They're desperate to do damage. And now the problems start to mount. Rien's waiting. Evades the flash. You can set Boo into motion here. The hat's going to come down, but they have no idea. Rien's could be the end of them. He could be the death of them. Put them on 12. Tens is down so low. He's on 5 HP. And he lives.
He has to let him die.
Hell, Tens, 5 HP is the difference there. Anyone else, you might have called it quits on that, but
තව එක 12 වුණොත් ඉවරයි. මම 12 වුණොත් ගහන්න බෑ.
Sentinels start on 7.
That KO ultimate, the pulse meant that Rien's
අරු රේස් කරේ නෑ.
that spike. And because of that, he moves closer to get a jump spot to get that
නේ
info.
ස්පයික් එක ගත්තා බං එතන ප්‍රයොරිටි එකකින්.
Angles out
නෑ
wide
ස්පයික් එක
to
ටයිම් එක
punish
තිබ්බා ඉතින්.
that jump spot.
තිබ්බනන්ද.
Gets that kill. Keeps Sentinels alive.
How much have we asked of Tens in this game? Zekken's been absolutely popping off, don't get me wrong. The pistol round, you got to remember that he is at the top of the board. But clutch, impact alone is in the hands of Tens. So many rounds off his back.
මේකේ 22යි
Heretics
22 සෙකන්ඩ් 22යි
as a
කිල්ල.
collective as 5 have taken this map by storm. It's 11 to 7. We're starting to heat up here a touch. Heretics looking to slow things down.
It was a big tempo change to go fast on that last round. They lose. They know, hey, we can keep these guys on the ropes. Let's chill out, slower roll a little bit. I love the little plays that Sentinels have. The little plays just to get a pop flash, peek, get a kill, reposition, try to re-clear somewhere else together, reposition against once they have that space.
මොකද උනේ කට්ටියයි නිහඬ.
over towards A lobby then.
මතයි බලමු තව එක රවුන්ඩ් එකක් ගියොත් වැඩක් නැහැ. බන් 12 වුණාට පස්සේ ඉතින් වැඩක් නැහැ දින්නනේ බා.
That's a big flank timing on A right now from Benji. He needs his team right now to create some sort of pressure. It gives him an opening.
දැන් පොඩ්ඩක් ස්ලෝ වුණා මැච් එක බං.
Oh my god! Shot in the dark and it lands! Rien's! I mean, it feels like he can't miss.
මුණුත් ඩිෆෝල්ට් එක ගන්න ස්පයික් එකම දාලා ගිහලා බලන්න.
Out A main. Once they get spotted, then Benji from the sidelines while all the chaos is happening. But Saucy,
more than a thorn in the side.
He has a read.
But Saucy is feeling this. It's correct. It's absolutely correct. The paranoia just got posted towards main, trying to offset the tempo. Whoa! To see it all happen in slow motion. But step by step, move closer towards 12.
ඔගේ සීරියස් කාර අයින් ගන්නවා සෙල්සිස්.
He might have to
සෙල්සියස් 4ට නේද? 4යි නේද?
And there's something so
ඔගේ කැරි ලක්
devastating
කරගෙන
about knowing what's about to happen.
ඔගේ ලක් එක
and
බලන්න
being
තිරහට.
unable to stop it.
Zekken. It's so important for him to keep this Vandal, not to get hunted down. If he can stay alive, he can drop another Vandal to his teammates.
සැසිත්
The
එච්චර දානවා
drive for
සැසිත්.
cash.
සාසිය බේනවා
එනට අම්මෝ එක එකක් නෑ වගේ සෙකන්ඩ් ලාට එන්සා ඩෝන් කිව්ටිත් හොඳයි.
Saving grace for Sentinels right now. Otherwise, they're packing up and going home. Team Heretics knows this. They're on the hunt. They don't want Zekken to get away with this weapon. they have the economy, they can go and try to take this, but also it's the mental aspect. Hunting down that last player, getting that kill, the psychological effect on it. Rian's... Okay.
The
only agent you can really do that on.
I mean,
finals balai meyage dedicate කරලා
all of his abilities, he kept his shields.
මේ පැය ගියත් දෙයක්ෝ ස්ට්‍රීම් එකක් පැය 3යි ගන්න.
Players on the team that are basically getting kills. I mean, Zekin's got more kills.
මම මෙච්චර වෙලා Valorant එකේ මෙච්චර
as many kills as
පාඩ දාන්න බෑ intense game එකක් කරියා game එක.
ඒක මං හෙව්වා බං හම්බුන්නේ නැහැ. ඒවා ඉතින් හදන්න බෑ බං මුලින්ම. ඕව හදන්න වෙලා නැහැ කෝ දැන්. ඉවරයි නේද? හැදුවක් පාඩුයි බං මට.
වර යකෝ වර Sentinels fans තමයි දවල.
මන්ද?
Sentinel නෙවෙයි මචං. මං නම් Tens fan කෙනෙක්. fuck Sentinels. මම එහෙමනේ බං මම ටීම් එක මම මොන ස්පෝර්ට් එකකට ටීම් එකකට සපෝට් කරන්නේ නැහැ බං.
player කෙනෙක් support
player කෙනෙක් විතරයි මම දැන් ලුයිස් හැමිල්ටන්ට සපෝට් කරාට මර්සඩීස් වලට එහෙම මහ ලොකුම එකක් නෑ බං. මට අදාළ නෑ.
Yeah, it's just boost noted though, but here Zekin moving around, he's not ready to go home yet. He wants this.
රොනාල්ඩෝට මේ සපෝට් කරාට රොනාල්ඩෝ play කරන ටීම්ස් අදාළ නෑ බං.
Just turned around, and is that enough for the crowd? You can see them double checking now. They still don't know. Zekin, are you the man to step up to the
team games වල විශේෂයෙන් මං එහෙම නෑ බං. සෙට් එකක් ඉන්නවා නම් මේක අදාළ.
පොඩ්ඩක් පරදුනම් පොඩ්ඩ අවුල්ලා ගියා හරිද? එතකොට මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? ගේම් එකක් අදාන්න.
පොලේ ගහනවා මෙහෙර
අපි Valorant පාරක් ගහමු
එලව
අද
මචං ඕසෝන් ගහයි ගැට්ටේ මොකලාට දැන් බ්‍රයන් ග්‍රැෆික් කාඩ් එක අරන් ඔක්කොම අයි කරලා ආවා ඕසෝන් ගහයි ඌ අරන් තියන්නේ ඌ ගෙදර ඇවිල්ලා මං හිතන්නේ මැෂින් එක ක්ලීන් කරනවා
අපි
He's trying to draw them in, give
or
them a chance,
B2B
give them an idea, a concept, and again,
ලංකාව cinematography කරන කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා ජපාන්
stepping towards the site.
අන්නයා latest video එකක් දාලා දෙනවා ඉන්නවා ලැටිනා කෙනෙක්. එයා ලස්සන
මොකද පොන්ට් තමයි නේ.
නෑ නෑ. නිකන් normal ගෑල්ල. music එක. B2B projects කියලා. 40k sub දෙන්න.
ගැව්වා
වැඩන්න රවුන්ඩ් 12 ඉවරයි මම දැන් මුන්ට එකක් වැරදිලා දින්නත් එච්චරයි
නෑ ගහලා ඉවරයි
I knew it was possible on a big
13 hello
Zekin tried dragging his team to the finish line. 26
see details on the
points in the end of the game there, and almost a 2 versus 5 almost.
7.1k
You can't say he didn't try.
You can't.
He tried so goddamn hard.
දැන් ඔක්කොම ටික Heretics වලට දානවා ඊළඟ පාර ඊළඟ මේකේ
ඒක නම් වන්නම් කියන්නේ ගැම්බල් කරන්න එපා එතන
Heretics ට ගහනවා
ඒක ආස්පාස් කරනවා
but Heretics showing a side of the resilience
ඒ මොකද මුන් ගවුමක් යනගෙන ඉන්නේ
ලෙවියතන් ඉවරයින් ලෙවියතන් මේ වුණා
මුන් ගවුමක් යනගෙන ඉන්නේ
TH ලත් එක ගන්නවා
තව එකක් තියෙනවා නේ ඒක ෆයිනල්ස් වෙනද මේකෙන් පස්සේ
නෑ Leviathan versus TH දෙනවා lower bracket
පාස් ඒක ලෙවියතන් ලගා
ඒක බලදයි මායික
අඩ හොඳ වැඩේ බං
අයි බං අරු ගවුමක් යනගෙන ඉන්නේ කෝච් එක හිටපුවා නිකන්
දැන් නැත්තේ විකුණන
ඌ ඉස්සරද ගවුන්නේ අදෙන්නර මාස්ටර්ස් ගන්න කරද්දී
ඒ ඇත්තට මොකද්ද යන්නේ එයාගේ මොකක් හරි රීජන් එක මොන හරි වෙන්න දෙන්නේ
මෙහෙමයි ඔහම අඳින වෙන සෙට් එකක් ඉන්නවා හරිද ඇත්තටම
අර මුඩි බුට් එකේ කියලා
අර මියුසික් ප්ලේ කරන උන් සෙට් එකක්
ඔව් අන්න ඒ වගේ තමයි ඌ පරණ මේ මාස්ටර්ස් වල
අයිරිෂ් නේද බං අයිරිෂ් ඒ උන්නේ නේද මතකද
අයිරිෂ්
හවුද මෙයාත් අයිරිෂ් නේ ඕන
ඔව් නේද ඌ ගවුම් අඳින්නේ
Even we doubted the veto. I think rightly so. And they proved us wrong.
නිදාගෙන පින්තූර ගන්න නිදාගෙන.
Jeez, Josh.
I mean,
at the
Khabib.
that final map.
Khabib Russia.
Absolutely thrive.
Khabib Muslim ne.
They
Habib
are
original
known for
Muslim
some
ba?
of their play style, but
What do
Sentinels,
you mean
they
original?
rely on these big swing
කියන්නේ
moments
අර
from these clutch X
මුස්ලිම්
Factor
කියන්නේ අර
players.
religious
The
එක්ක
only clutch X Factor players I
බොන්නේ
saw on the
නැහැ
server today.
මොකොත් ලික
Outside of
මොකොත් ගන්නෙ
Zekian
නැහැ
and Tens in some moments, it was Heretics.
respect කරනවා රෝම්
Starting
කියන
with
මේ
that
basics
blue
ඔක්කොම ටික තියෙනවා
icebox play, hiding behind the box, and then it
අනිත් ඒවට මුකුත් කියන්න යන්නෙත් නෑ.
trash talk නෑ
trash talk නෑ. ඌ හැබැයි ගැව්වොත් ගන්නවා. උට ගැව්වොත් ගන්නවා ඔබ. අදාළ නෑ. කීබෝඩ් උයි ගලවගෙන ගෙදර යන්න.
බොණ්ඩ කියලා
They revitalized this side to an extent
ඒ
where
බොණ්ඩ කියලා මේ පෝස් කරන්න එපා පෝස් ඌට වියා
කොන
incredibly impressive feat in a very short amount of time.
ඕන
We're
කියනවා
looking at the end score of a 2-1. The
drink
Haven
කිව්ව
loss.
කරනවා.
Yeah, but that Haven game was closer than the scoreline gets it.
Absolutely.
We saw both pistols
ඔබ දන්නවා කෝනගේ යාළුවෙක්ට
ඔව් ඔව් ගහලා ඊට පස්සේ ගැහුවා ගින් බස් එකට පටවගෙන ගින් අයිරිෂ් ඒ උන් ටික
බස් එක ඇතුළේ හිටපු උන්ටනේ ගහන්නේ බස් එක දුවලා
බස් එකට ගාලා යකෝ කුඩු වෙන්න
ෆොටෝ වලින් ගහන්න එක්කද ගහන වීඩියෝ එක
ගහන වීඩියෝ එක දැක්කේ නෑ
ඒකෙන් තමයි මම හිතන්නේ උන්ගේ ෆයිට් එක බිල්ඩ් අප් උනේ වා එතනින් තමයි
Just seeing the
එහෙනම් මේ ඇති නේද බා
like relief in a way as well because again
එහෙනම්
කැමරා very
කට්ටිය මේ අදට ස්ට්‍රීම් එක ඉවරයි අපි ස්ට්‍රීම් එක දාපු ඉඳම සෙන්ටිනල්ස් කරලා
දැන් මේ නැත්තම් දෙන්නවා
දෙන්නත් තිබ්බා
an incredible series
මේ දහම් මුන්ගේ මේ ආනේ අද ෆයිනල්ස් නෙමෙයි දල් කප් එක ගන්න කම්බලන්
කප් එක ගනින් ගෙදර ගිහින්
ගෙදර ඉන්නේ
මගේ යාළුවනේ
එහෙනම් රනිල්ට ඡන්ද දාන්න
කොස්ටියුම්ස් නම් බං
රනිල්ට ඡන්ද දීපන්
අමුතුයි ඈ
මරනවා පොරබල්
හරි
අවුරුදු 14 උඹට කවුරු හරි ඡන්දේ